because I'm eating and my son, so I'll be here, but I won't be here. Well, I'll
Gotcha.
be here. I'll just be here. Just I won't be like up on the mic.
Gotcha.
But yeah, 40, 41 away from 200. Cause yeah, I'm eating and
Ooh, excuse me.
41 away from 200. This is episode 159. First and Framerates podcast. Keep chugging along. We're still moving. Everything's good. I don't have much to say, man. Definitely, but one thing I will say though, honestly, I'm gonna probably do some more live streaming on the channel outside of what I've been doing on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably have a video up before that. But other than that, I don't have anything else. Just gonna jump right into it. Bills, what has been going on?
Well, just been same old shit, working on my music, watching people have some horrible opinion about things, and laughing along the way. I see one of these ratings adjusters, Swami, just making an ass out of himself on his Twitter page. We're gonna talk about that. So, yeah.
Okay. DJ, what's been going on with you, bro?
Well, I've been playing my games. Been a nice little distraction just to play Ghost of Tsushima and NBA 2K20. Now that they've been able to mimic the attention to detail rosters on PC, now it's full go. I just spent, I think before this stream, I set up my League settings, so I restarted my League, and I think I may do a series out of it. So be on the lookout.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I do have a plan on streaming more outside of what I've been doing on Sundays. Sundays kind of took off a little bit. A lot of people have been wanting to see, more games. Sunday will be NFL Fever 2004, but I want to expand that, but it's not just going to be on retro sports games, but I'll get into that at a later time. Other than that, if you
also one thing, we definitely have to coordinate our streaming schedules, because apparently that's an issue in the gaming community. People streaming over one another.
Yeah, you know how that is. Some people just.
Oh, look who showed up.
Problem. What's been going on, man? How you doing?
Put him in the game. You're right there.
Yeah. I told him put him in the game the other day, man. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Like I said, I got more stuff to come with that. I got a video coming out referring to the extra streams because that'll help me with my gaming backlog, because I am knocking down the backlog, but it's just be more easier for me to actually game more when it's live, because I have more people. More people will give me motivation to actually do it, because if I'm just sitting here playing the game, it's cool for a minute, but if I'm actually, streaming, it'd be a little bit easier, because my backlog is not as long as it was before, but it just seems like it's more, it's just more incentive when people are around, because it's much easier and it's fun when when we stream. We're going to get into sports finally coming back. You got baseball. Me, I don't too much count all the other sports, but baseball, basketball, football is supposed to be coming back as well. College football, high school football, all the stuff. All those are like coming back in some type of iteration. We're going to talk about that. Players, the NFL, they're reaching about 100 players that are possibly tested positive for COVID-19. So we're going to give our thoughts about that. Bills want to talk about this Madden ratings and all of just about that. I think it was something else that just came out recently that was egregious. No, it wasn't a Madden rating. It was Chase Young. Chase Young has like an ability or something like that, and they were like, "Why he has an ability? He's the only rookie to have one." So I guess we'll talk about that as well. Follow us on. You think I dropped the bit? Yeah. DJ, I think DJ dropped. Bills, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, but DJ just dropped, but he'll probably come back in.
I think I dropped. The storm just started up here.
Yeah, we got dark clouds here, but I think we should be fine.
Yeah, what kind of internet you got? A storm will just automatically.
Yeah, he must got that weird I don't know what it is, but like I said, you can find us on Google Podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud. Come through with the come join us on Discord. We can talk after the podcast, pretty much 24/7. Whatever's on your mind, you can talk there. Also, you can catch our DJ's website, DJ. Let me look at that. I got off the DJ 81.
Yeah, about to say,
Yeah,
my
DJ,
name's right
yeah,
there.
it's right in the description, dj81.org. One day we're gonna get bills to put out some stuff as well. So we'll work at that. So whatever topic y'all want to talk about, please it's up to y'all. It doesn't really matter to me. So I'm gonna fall back because my son is around. I just got off work. I'm gonna eat a little bit, so I don't want to hear me chomping or whatever. So whatever y'all want to go have at it. Now, I'll put in my little ad libs as we go.
You can do the NFL players first, I guess. Why not? Yeah. So 95 positive COVID-19 results among players. It says 95 players across the league have tested positive for coronavirus. 8 teams have approved IDER plans with 24 under review. For those of you who don't know what IDER is, it's infectious disease emergency response. Like I said, I'm not too worried about this. I mean, that's basically a 75-man roster plus a few out of the entire league. I'm not really overly worried about that. How do you feel about it, DJ?
Like I said in the DMs earlier, I'm a little bit worried because I know they just talked about, I don't know, I believe it was the NFL. Some of the NFL players were expressing a little bit of concern about, hey, let's get these rules in order, these protocols in order before we start the season. I know they are not having any preseason games because they just got rid of the last 2 that were previously scheduled. So the league is actually going to start just fresh. It literally is going to start with players getting into game shape. People mid-season form won't be until the end of the season. But at the same time, with that many players being infected, I wonder how spread it is. I'm like, sometimes it could be maybe like a big batch of players, maybe on a couple of teams, maybe like 2 teams, like 3 teams or something like that. You're talking about 95 players, possibly a third of the league. As far as the amount of teams, not necessarily the amount of players. Obviously, there are more players than that. But I'm a little pessimistic about it as far as the start of the season. I believe it may be delayed or canceled altogether if it gets worse, because you also include that it was a possibility of hundreds more, wait a minute, did you say hundreds more or many more?
I didn't say that. That's what they claim.
No, that's what they claim. They claim it's hundreds more. Now, my issue with that is I thought all the players already got tested. Like, I think that's what they did with which one was it? Was it the MLB or the NBA? They tested everybody and nobody got it or something like that. Everybody who's in the bubble, they still had it. I mean, they did not have it, so they're ready to go. I thought the NFL did the same thing. So when I said it was 95 plus hundreds more may have got it, you have to think about it. The NFL has 320, 330 players total on all the rosters. So you're talking about a third of the league almost. And with hundreds more, now I'm getting to the point where it's almost 75 to maybe 90% of the people that's got it.
And that's why I'm a little bit worried.
Right.
Because it's already approaching a third of the league, and yeah.
Now, me personally, I think they should just go ahead and play. I'm not, because my thing is, if you're not, and I've been saying this for a while, like I said this on my other channel, like as far as COVID go, if you are under the age of like 45, 50, and you got this disease, and if you're not showing like any like serious symptoms, everybody who's on that age range, just mix it and play, let the virus flush out your system, because people that are under the age of 40,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm telling you, the people who are under the age of 45 and 50, they have the virus, they end up recovering, or you don't hear nothing else about it.
I'm not signing on to that.
I understand that, but you got to look at the data. You have to look at the numbers. most of the people under the adult ages, they end up recovering with very little symptoms. Now, if you're over the age of 50, 60, you're elderly, you don't need to be around people at all anyway. So in my opinion, those are the ones that are really like at risk.
And that's the issue right there, is that you can younger people have a better chance of, but they're not gonna never be able to avoid being around older people, whether it's direct contact or indirect contact. That's why I'm not signing out to that whole thing.
So how would you figure they won't be able to not be around old people? I mean, we've been doing that for the most part for the past 4 months.
Because of the next two things I said, direct or indirect contact. You're always like a railing, airspace, whatever away from an older individual.
Yeah, but I mean that can happen outside of football. So what does that have to do with football?
Yeah, that's like indirect contact. I mean, I get what you're saying,
referees on the field.
Okay, those referees walk down the street just like
head coaches.
Else. Those head coaches walk down the street like everybody else.
Training staff.
They all walk down the street like everybody else.
I'm just saying, be cautious. I wouldn't be reckless like with saying that. That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, DJ, and now I understand the precaution. But when I look at the numbers that say who are actually affected and actually getting sick, these are the people who have like really bad immune systems or they're older. Like in other words, if you're like a 60-year-old ref, you don't need to be reffing. You get some sick pay and
they're going to be reffing.
No. The NFL needs to mandate that if you're too old, you need to go and we'll give you some. No, I'm dead serious. You give them some pay and we'll see you next year.
Here's the thing, VF. The issue with this is, and this isn't directed to DJ, but this is just in general. People are too caught up in the total number of cases as opposed to the mortality rate and the people.
I'm not.
That is true.
I just said this is not directed to you.
I know. No. I'm just making that clear for the audience.
So, I mean, it's like these people are out here. They don't pay attention to the mortality rate. Why? Because CNN doesn't care about the mortality rate. They want to scare you. All these TV stations want to scare you. And the thing is about it, it's like the people who have been driving Uber the whole time, who are sitting in a car, confined space with people and haven't caught it. They don't want to talk about shit like that, but they'll talk about the deaths because they want to scare people. The point that I'm making is everything in this life, when you go outside, according to the government, is a risk. But they're the same motherfuckers who want to say that now a fever is a main symptom of coronavirus. Why? Because they want to make it more broad so they can give people more cases and scare them. That's really what it comes down to.
I will say this. I've been looking at Outkick, and if you haven't checked out Outkick with Clay Travis or Travis Clay, I don't know what he puts up some really good information about the coronavirus in sports, and he's been doing a good job with data. And that's why I say a lot of sports are returning, because they know people who are under the age, like I said earlier, they're not the ones that are actually, like getting sick, having to be hospitalized or whatever the case may be. It's mostly the people with poor immune systems, or they are, older. Like I said, with the refs, if you're too old, you don't need to be out there. And in some cases, you probably couldn't have them out there if they're like not in a dome, or if they're playing like outside. I mean, you could make the case, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, put him. That's the thing, bro. It's like Put him said, not to make this a COVID conversation, but not all cases of COVID are actually COVID cases of fatality. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's another thing.
When you broaden the symptoms, it automatically makes it so that you'll say, "Oh, well, in a good case, you might have coronavirus." I have a fucking fever. Well, it's just like somebody asked the other day, "Can I get sick without getting the coronavirus?" Because they make it seem like you can't, and it's just starting to annoy me, bro.
From the beginning, they said it was based on flu-like symptoms,
right?
And it was important to get tested. Right. Now, how people run with this information, that's on them.
But think about how they've been changing over and over again.
Yeah, because I remember one time they were saying like swollen feet or a part of COVID or something. They were saying nauseousness. They were saying this. They were saying that. It's all bullshit, bro. Like I said, I'm not gonna say COVID in general is bullshit,
because it does exist, but the severity of it, they're making it out to be.
Don't get me wrong, and I don't want anybody because we have people who listen to us to actually had it. I'm not saying that it's
and
I'll
I
be
had
the
an
last,
uncle that caught that shit.
right,
So.
you know, and I'll be the last one to say that it's not real, but
of course,
the thing about it is it's the way it's presented to us in society. It makes it seem like we can't do anything. It's like these guys who are playing professional sports, these guys are the healthiest of the healthiest. Like you may have a few people that are in the NFL right now that are diabetic. I think,
and they're still catching the shit.
Yeah, but when they catch it, they don't not like what is it like 90 or maybe like 99% of the guys who got it, they had no idea they have it. They have like no symptoms.
Remember this? They said, "Oh, everybody's supposed to quarantine if you get it for 14 days." Russell Westbrook ain't even been down for 7 days. He's headed to Orlando. I'm tired of hearing about these bullshit regulations that they have for people, these bullshit suggestions. Russell Westbrook literally was deemed to have coronavirus 5 days ago, and he's going to Orlando as we speak. So anybody who wants to talk about 14-day quarantine, get the fuck.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't like I said, it's
stuff
something
like that does work. It's been like, working here in Maryland.
Yeah, it just something is up about the way it's presented to the public. Something it's so many angles that they tell us what's what and what's not. I don't know what to believe when it comes to corona in general. I really don't. So it's like when I'm looking at numbers and the people, like all these people are getting it now. You got 1,800 cases and 3,000 cases. And then you come to find out of all these people get it, probably like a third, not even gonna say a third, because I think it's like 0.3, a 0.03 are actually getting hospitalized. And like say if 3,000 get it, then you kind of find out only 30 people was hospitalized. I'm like, yo, that's almost like flu-like numbers.
Because
like,
they magnify the deaths. That's what they do.
And then
media twist.
And then on top of that, it's like the deaths are going down. It's like you don't hear like these hundreds of deaths. Like I think like now, I think one state, like I think it's like Florida or something. Like Florida is now catching up to the number of infected in New York, but their death rate is 1/10 of what New York is. It's like the numbers, like the deaths aren't rising. It's just the people that are getting it, and the people who are getting it are the people that the demographic or the age that I named. It's like these guys are getting it. They tell them to stay home. They don't have nothing to take. It's no treatment. But like 8-9 days later, they're fine. It's like something is up.
And remember that it was proven Florida's been lying about their numbers by 10 times.
Texas was too.
So
like Texas was
saying,
like,
bro.
But but originally when they wanted to reopen the states, they fired the chick that was doing the coronavirus board, and you seen the numbers kind of seem like they was finagled to get the state to reopen in the first place.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like
it's actually happening on both sides. It's not just one-sided.
You're right, DJ. It's weird. It's real jacked up.
That's why it's like the way you guys are talking about it. It's like the government is making it like more about stay in your home, blah blah blah. When absolutely. The manipulation has been on both sides.
The manipulation has been on both sides.
To get whatever they want out of people.
But what you gotta understand, DJ, when you say the government, we gotta understand it's like they're in some cases they're working hand in hand to keep these numbers the way they are.
This is not like one are.
You know, it's not like a one-side situation where like one side of the aisle is doing one and one is not.
Bro, these numbers are as fabricated as Goldberg's undefeated streak, bro. It's the same shit, bro.
Obi-Wan says now they're saying if you have chest pains as part of symptoms. Like I work at a hospital and it was like, yeah, see, it's like now they're saying chest pains and then, you know, put them in the game, say pay attention where the numbers are coming from. They're coming from like 4 different places now. Like you got the CDC, Department of Health, and then you have some other.
Well, that's the problem in itself because you know if Cheeto Lay in office would just be would have a national plan, maybe it would just come from one spot. It's really supposed to come from the CDC, and NIH would be another working hand in hand, not like, Johns Hopkins University giving their stats. That's the stats that CNN is using when in fact the numbers are different on CDC. It's just like, no. Yeah.
Like when you fold it back into what we were talking about, like with all this stuff going on, like I really feel that I ain't gonna say there shouldn't be any restrictions, but I think the players should play. I don't think they should like cancel the season. Like you should take all precautions, like
Yes, I do
test,
believe that. Yeah.
like I said, get them all tested. Probably before and after a game or twice a week or something. But just to say, just not cancel. I think I personally, like I said, just like it's like a form of herd immunity. Just let it run through. Everybody's now. If you got like some serious issue immune, you might need to be on the third string sideline and don't play or something, or just stay in the locker room, or you can what they have in high school. The person who hold the ball before they kick it off, he can do that, and they can hold the ball, kick it off, and then he can run on the sideline or something. At least he say he been on the field. But I just don't. I just think that as far as the game, I think the show must go on. I think it should be fun. Put them in the game also says they're setting it up for vaccines. Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the main things pharmaceutical companies are doing. And we can go on. That's another tangent, but they want to get paid off this. I absolutely.
Well, no, shoot, they ain't the only ones that are gonna get paid. VF, you know the deal. we got money. No, we got money invested in this vaccine too, so we're trying to get paid.
We kind of low key. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you think there's no preseason games? You think they're gonna do all 16, Bill?
No doubt.
I think they're gonna do all 16. What about you, DJ?
I hope they do all 16 because they can't cut any more less than that. You got baseball that's already doing 60 and that's already not even considered. Like their opening day is tomorrow. No, 2 days from now.
Yeah,
baseball needs to make their season 60 games regular.
No, I don't think. No,
that's another discussion for another day. I'm low key kind of siding with you, Bills. I ain't gonna lie.
They can take that 152 games and shove it.
No, VF, with you're casual about it, so of course you would like to.
I am. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Bills, we've already had this discussion. So.
What? Well, we're gonna have it again another day on the podcast.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be another discussion because that's a good one. But
you're gonna have all these sports running at the same time. Think about this: football, baseball, hockey. Wow, we've never had all these sports running at the same time.
I forgot about hockey. I forgot about that.
Hockey trying to finish their season, the NBA trying to finish their season because usually the NBA, they'll run like towards the winter, but running into each other. Summer going into fall. That's right. Never happened. So
yeah, but I just think at the end of the day, I think they're gonna do all 16 too. I think everything should be okay. I don't think they're gonna have any fans or whatever. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I still think.
I hope they don't pipe in the sound like they do.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
They're gonna.
Yeah. Didn't they say somebody?
They did that for They did that for soccer, and it sounded weird.
Baseball too.
Yeah, that's weird. I like when they had the game in Baltimore after the riots when Baltimore and Chicago played and there was no people in the stands. All you heard was the clang off the bat and the people talking. I'd rather have that than fake sounds.
Ravens Nation say we should force them to not open up until we get a deal for lower ticket prices. Hey, Bills, and we gonna mess around and they're gonna stay with like empty stadiums playing.
Right.
Yo, meanwhile, season ticket holders are still paying for their season tickets.
Fans do not have, look,
so you can't come to the games, but we expect that check to be in the mail in the next couple.
Fans do not have the power in this situation.
Yeah, right about
baseball fans have all the bargaining power, but football fans, nah, y'all love the NFL way too much. Exactly. Love the NFL way too much.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, I think like I said, back to football, everything will be cool. Baseball is gonna be interesting. I think baseball is gonna be the least likely scenario where somebody will catch the virus because baseball players are still kind of spaced out. So I think it'll be less, likely. What's the other NBA? That's going to be different because NBA you have less clothing on, they sweating, they be up on each other. I'm still kind of suspect of Rudy Gobert.
Wow.
So I don't know how that's gonna go. I will be.
Be glad Chris Bosh isn't playing anymore.
Oh, come
Oh
on,
man, Chris Bosh. No, I'm not gonna go.
man.
Put them in the game. Says I don't believe that the NFL, NCAA, or NBA will make the entire seasons. Well, the
Well, Ivy
NCAA
League-
already said
I-
they curtail theirs.
Yeah, Ivy League is already done. They already
Ivy
called
League
it.
is done.
So.
I think another college league said college conference said they're done.
mean,
We haven't even heard from the Division III or FCS yet.
All the Ivy League teams suck anyway. So
Hey
Doesn't
man,
matter.
listen, man. Hey, Yale and Harvard, they go 1-10.
Remember when Princeton went on that run back in the 90s?
shit, 30 years ago.
Didn't they beat UCLA though?
I think that is.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Damn,
So,
Bruin.
we'll see. Throughout the days and the weeks, we're gonna see how this plays out. I want to see it. I think we talked about this prior. I just like. I mean, this is like side topic, but if anything, I just need 60 minutes of sports. I just need it because I don't want to see no reruns, and I need some players playing some football or basketball or something right now. I mean, I try to watch golf, and it's like, okay, that looks so normal. Like it wasn't exciting. I need real sports.
Look, so, I'll tell you this much: if football is not able to go, I know Madden's already catching hell for their shit. They're gonna catch even more hell if the NFL's not able to go this year.
We bullshitting around. We might end up playing Madden just to fill the void or something, man.
Y'all gonna be playing Madden.
Speaking of Madden, Matt, you and Bills, you want to go ahead and jump into those Madden ratings real quick?
Again.
Yeah, man, they just.
So tell us what you were talking about, and right. give you 3 cents. I'm gonna fall back for a second.
Everybody wonders why the Madden ratings come fucked up every single year. So I decided I was going to find one of these rating adjusters Twitter pages and just kind of look through the tweets and some of the explanations for why they do the shit they do. And boy, oh boy. All right, so let's start with this one. Somebody said, I know you can't only look at stats, but Shaq Barrett isn't even in the top 16. Swami's response to this was only one season. Now, I'm sorry. You're supposed to be judging off of the prior season. So how can you tell me that ratings are predicated off of multiple seasons before? What does that matter? What does 2016 matter? What does 2017 matter? What does 2018 matter? None of those seasons matter. Because guess what? If those seasons mattered, then AP would still be a 90-something. So saying, well, Shaq Barrett only had 1 year is fucking ridiculous. You're literally gauging based on last year. That's what you're supposed to be gauging on. I mean, that's like next year, 2K gives Bradley Beal an 80, and they're like, well, God only had one breakout year. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude averaged 30 this year.
Shoot, not to mention the second half of the season, he was averaging 34.
That's what I'm saying.
And they didn't even pick him to the All-Star game.
It's like, what sense does that make to say it's only one season? So that's just part of it. Okay, then somebody said, I respect you guys don't just look at last year, but Madden usually emphasizes the recent year a player had. If you guys constantly keep it this way, then fine. Just doesn't seem to fix what has been done in the past. I guess fans expect it to be more on this season. You guys gave him edge threat, so that's all that matters. They're talking about TJ Watt.
Now
good.
Let me jump in on this part. Just to refresh everybody about what it says on the back of these games. When it says what is it based on, the previous season, it'll tell you the time period to that end time period, the end of that previous season.
Bingo.
All right.
Bingo. End of story. Because Shaq Barrett's 2016 season is irrelevant. No matter how much you try to make it relevant, it's irrelevant. So don't tell me there's only one season. Who cares if it was only one season? Drop his rating if he doesn't perform this year. You guys are able to do that.
Yeah, because you did it with Frank Gore.
Exactly. So that's a bullshit excuse. Okay, so then, yeah. So his response to the people saying, oh, we thought it was based on recent years, we're slowly but surely breaking old bad habits. So it's an old bad habit to base the ratings off of what you saw the previous year?
Then what the fuck did Gronk just do to this?
We're gonna get to that.
No. So I'm sorry, I'm back. So this was a bad habit. So this goes to tell you like how bad these ratings been going on for years.
So this is what he claims it's based on. Most recent season plus reference of what they did in a year or two prior to see trends in performance and avoid overreacting to outliers / small samples. I'm sorry, is 16 games a small fucking sample? What are we talking about? You have to go back a couple years to see if you're, quote, overreacting. Is this real life right now? What the fuck? What are we talking about?
The game is Madden 20. The game is Madden 21. The game is not Madden all the way up to 21.
All right. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Oh, here we go.
What is a small sample of exposure so you can give them a rating? How many games do you think they should play?
I think it should be based on. I think if a player played the full season last year, then based on his production and how he played, I think he should be graded accordingly. I don't think that any other season before that should be should be taken into account. Now, if it was a situation where the guy got injured early in the season and he didn't have a chance to show what he was going to be that season, I think you grade him based on the season before that. But that would be the only case.
I will put it like this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want a small sample size, I think. For rookies, and now people may disagree with me for this. If you're a rookie, I want your performance from the last 4 college games plus what you do in training camp and practice up to preseason. I think that's fair for rookies.
For your initial rating. I got you.
Yeah, for your initial rating. If you coming in as a rookie, your last 4 college games plus what you do in training camp and practice. Now, if you are a veteran and you did not get hurt, you need to have that entire season. Now I don't even think that's a sample size. I don't think for any professional that played the entire season, hurt or not, based on what you've done, those 16 games, even if you didn't play, like say if you played 12 out of 16, I think that should hurt your rating.
Wait a minute, hold on. Just to cut in. Isn't this the first year they're gonna have that one extra game? So it's gonna be 17 games.
Is it 17 this year or next year?
I don't know if it's 17.
I
know they added the playoff.
Yeah, look that up because I think it's next year. I'm not sure. But like I said, like if you're on a roster for 16 games and like say you got hurt, I think that should curtail your status, your rating, or if you didn't play as much, that should hurt as well. But if you played I think it should be the total package of the 16 games and
beginning of 2021, so next season.
Oh, it's next season, okay. So I think the 16 games is I ain't gonna say it's a small sample size. I think you should know what they are by then. But I don't know what EA was doing. I think that's kind of weird. But even if you're a veteran, it's like I think it should be the rating should be as accurate as of last season, but you should have other things to take into consideration as far as past season. Like we talked about Adrian Peterson, how well he did. Like he had like a 6 or 7 year stretch when he was like in the 90s. But that wasn't just because what he did the year before. It was like, he had his, what you about to say?
So here's my thing. Let's be honest. Okay, let's say Tom Brady threw 9 touchdowns and 26 picks last year. They said they don't want to overreact to an outlier, right? So that means he comes back this year as a 95?
No, he does not. He should not.
So that's what I'm saying. Based on their logic, it has to go both ways. You can't.
No. For full disclosure, I did play devil's advocate, but that's one of the reasons why dummies play devil's advocate. I will agree. I did not have the entire set. Now, that's fair, right? I did not have all the information that you were saying, right or wrong, Bills. But I was just trying to play devil's advocate. But you make an excellent point. Tom Brady has done a phenomenal his entire career. Now, next year coming up, if he do 9 for 26,
Yeah.
Madden 22, he should not still be a 95. I agree with that.
He should be a 70 something, right? Because I mean, you can't just hold somebody. They can't hold a top position in the league and Meritus forever. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can't.
I mean, we're almost dealing with the situation like we have with these my team cards, and they do good right away, and they're like a 98 or something. It's like, no, motherfucker, you was a 75 on Tuesday. Stop it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. What's crazy is like, look at Darius Leonard's rating. Considering the fact the leader in the league last year had 6 picks, and Darius Leonard had 5. Over 100 tackles. So it's like I don't get. So let's go to this conversation that he had with T4 Verts. T4 Verts said, okay, it's kind of funny that John Ross's speed keeps dropping each year. Like, yeah, the dude isn't good, but he isn't getting slower in real life just because he isn't good. Swami replies, it helps when he isn't putting up times at that level that is expected for a 97, 98, or 99 speed. T4 Verts responds, Tyreek Hill hasn't ran over 22 miles per hour in the NFL since 2016. If we're talking about recent results, Matt Breida in back-to-back years has had the highest measured times of ball carrier, both over 22 miles per hour. So either we care about the tangible recent results or we care about history. So then Swami went on to basically talk about, it's by position and blah, 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 blah. So T-Vert said, when does a halfback need to run full speed without the ball in his hands? Because Swami basically said, well, we don't see these guys running full speed without the ball in their hands, so we don't really know how fast. Just like ridiculous shit.
That is a dumbass answer. What?
Yeah. So T4 Vert said, okay, so when does a halfback need to run full speed without the ball in his hand? Do we not think Breida on a 9 route couldn't run faster? You guys often point to game speed, so obviously Hill hasn't shown the ability to run that fast with the ball in his hands in 3 seasons. He says, you can see on wheel routes and other instances of running routes, Tyreek never needs to go faster, and his top speed is the best by far. John Ross without the ball isn't close, which is utterly ridiculous.
Oh my God. But that doesn't mean you change their rating because you know what their abilities are. Yeah.
So then T4 Vert said, I'd guess Hill didn't hit that speed off a wheel route from the backfield position, so it's not quite apples to apples. Is the max speed without the ball determining factor for speed ratings? So he said, so is the max speed without the ball the determining factor for speed ratings? Was Lamar Jackson in his 96 speed because he ran faster than Matt Breida? so now he's starting to catch him in his own logic, and he doesn't really know how to deal with it.
Yeah, he's all over the place. Right.
So then he says, we compare players within their own position. T4 Vert said, and this is what I was thinking when I was reading this, how do you compare players within their own position for a rating that is shared universally? You just told me that because Tyreek Hill running a route without the ball hit a higher speed than that is why Matt Breida, a halfback, is slower by 4 points. He said, I never compared the two. I compared Ross and Tyreek. He said, I referenced Breida and how he, by the nature of his position, didn't really have the same opportunity. You then mentioned he could have hit those speeds as a non-ball carrier running a 9 route. So, I mean, it's just like their logic is so inconsistent as to how they rate these guys because, here's another example. They'll say, well, we don't go by statistics. We go by film. Yeah, but what if what you're seeing on film isn't an educated opinion? Then what?
Listen, where it is? Right here. That's all they need. This is all they need to stop all of the foolishness. Letter grades and traits work perfectly because I don't know what the hell I say. Tyreek, John Ross, Breida, A++ speeds. Nobody can deny that.
Yeah.
I mean, a 97, 96, fuck, all of them are A+. You know what I'm saying? People who can, it's just so difficult. It's so stupid to make this as hard as what it is.
This is why we talk about other ratings such as acceleration. Because if Swami used his brain, he would have been able to say something like, well, due to the fact that Tyreek Hill is a wide receiver, his acceleration shows out more because he's naturally running without the ball. Then people would have said, okay, fine, that makes sense. But don't say, well, if Matt Breida ran on a wheel route, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? It's just We know a fast player when we see a fast player.
All right, and they're just making it convoluted. You know he's fast. You see how fast he is on the field, and you know what his 40 time is. That's how you should make what type of speed they are.
Period.
And wait a minute, hold up. And don't they have these advanced analytics that judge a player's speed as they're running on the field?
But
so you'll see players which is funny because you'll see players reach speeds. I think the speeds we've seen on the field is like 18 miles per hour and a little and higher.
I think the fastest. Yeah, I think the fastest is like 22.5 or something.
But that's why T. Vert said Matt Breida did it twice, and Tyreek Hill hasn't done it since 2016. So if you're
say that again.
So Matt Breida has hit over 22 miles per hour twice, and Tyreek Hill hasn't done it since 2016.
I'm just gonna put that up there. That's Georgia Southern in the house. There we go. Okay.
Somebody else asked, why is Darius Leonard so low? He said he's tied for the 8th best linebacker in the game. Oh, yeah, that's low. I just told you he had 5 picks last year. That's crazy. He had over 100 times. It's like he doesn't see the issue with this stuff. Somebody showed a stat that said only one linebacker in NFL history post-merger compiled at least 250 tackles and 12 sacks in the first 2 seasons. Darius Leonard. So if you're talking about looking to the years before to make sure that you're not overreacting, then look no further than his rookie season where he had a crazy amount of tackles.
Right.
And his tackle stats went down because he dropped in the coverage more this year. Guess what? He had 5 picks. So it's like, if you don't watch football, just say that because they claim they watch football, but then you see some of these ratings and they don't make any sense, bro.
Let's look at some of these chats real quick because I'm about to bridge that what you said about them not watching football in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Respect Pooh said Ravens. He's talking about Ravens Nation. I'm convinced if they did ratings or letter ratings, they will still fuck it up. I don't know how you do that, but blaming EA, I would not be surprised. All of a sudden, you have people like Bobby Wagner with a C rating tackle or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like those ratings without tendency ratings it's a fail automatically. So.
Well, here's the next one. So then he said team performance has nothing to do with individual ratings. If it did, we wouldn't have guys like DeCastro, Hayward, Tuitt, etc. high. Okay, so explain to me why last year Juju was basically the fucking poster boy for double me, and he doesn't have that now. Oh, you don't punish people for team performance, right? Get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? They just lie about shit right to people's faces, and, people just accept it. And, that just goes into this whole thing about the ratings where you cannot trust these people to make correct ratings for the game because when they use logic like this, then they go and double talk after the fact.
All right, going back to the 1 year thing, put him in the game. So exactly, Tannehill had a season. Last season was a perfect example. It wouldn't be fair not to give him a decent rating in 21, even though I think he's going to go back to sucking this year.
He got paid.
He got paid. That's one thing. Ravens Nation said besides the rating issue, this still all comes back to one main thing. Look at stats. They don't watch actual games, so they're never going away. It's just like what you're saying about Bills.
They claim they don't use. Yeah, but they claim they don't use stats, and they claim they don't use combine times. Shit that matters, right? When you're actually judging somebody's fucking speed. But
going back to that Tannehill example, damn, after the playoffs, I would have dropped this rating.
Yeah, he kind of stuck.
It was just like when it came down to him trying to win the game, that wasn't happening.
Not at all.
But the thing is, it's like you look at the ratings. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles in his career than drops, and he doesn't have a 99 catching. Why?
Yeah, stuff like that. That don't make any sense.
They try to legitimize these things, but what it really was, and I said this last week, they don't want certain guys to be a certain rating because they have to ordain certain guys. We don't want this guy to be too high.
Yeah, they have to market these guys.
Well, I agree because
ratings.
Because Max Crosby, I remember watching him at the Camellia Bowl when Georgia Southern played Eastern, I think it was Eastern Michigan or whatever, or something like that. I think that's who he played for. Well, anyway, he went to end up going to the Raiders, 4th round pick, and he ended up having 10 sacks as a rookie, and they still got him like in the 70s as a rating. I was like, what?
By the way, By the way, so let's talk about the Gronk 95 rating because that's something that's been a huge topic. All right, so this was what Swami had to say.
Oh boy,
this
I
is
didn't
good.
even read this part, so I'm getting this for the first time.
Gronk being a 95 goes to show how incredible he is as a blocker. It is how good his hands are. He has average at best running speed, athleticism, etc., and has an atrocious injury rating. The formula smiles down upon him. Okay, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, that's his response?
Wait a minute.
The son, now that ain't a response. Bill's playing, man.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Hold up. Send
I swear
it
to
DM. I was expecting something like damage control, but
no, he just legitimately said that.
Hell no.
Yeah, I gotta read this.
He really said that.
Hold up.
He said it. He actually said it.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah, that's what he said. Exactly.
Whoever known, let's be honest. Whoever known that, I ain't saying that he can't, but whoever known Gronk to be a blocker, honestly.
Bro. Oh, no, look. Okay, Gronk is a good blocker, but here's my
okay. No, my next question, Bills.
Mm-hmm.
How does him being a good blocker
make him a 95?
That's what I was saying. How does that equate to him being a 95?
Yo, let's think about this for a second logically. When in Madden has anybody ever been not agile, not athletic, not fast, and somehow turned out to be a 95 at that position? When? Never.
He need to get fired, bro.
He says it's a formula. He won't be dominating as a receiver because he's slow and he won't get open. So wait a minute. You're telling me Gronk was faster 2 years ago when he had a 97. This is the type of shit, bro. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about.
The one Mr. Ham says they gave Gronk a legacy rating. Look, fellas, EA has tamed Swami. He's neutered and pulling a Kanye.
But look, man, this shit is worrisome, bro. Somebody asked him. They said if he's slow and an average receiver, please tell me how high his blocking has to be to make him a 95. Even Lee Smith.
That's what I'm saying. That makes no sense.
Yeah, he said even Lee Smith, another slow average receiver, is a great blocker, but he was in the 70s.
Yeah, it makes a.
Is Gronk's fucking awareness rating? You know what? There's an easy way to solve this. They have all the ratings out. I'm gonna go find.
This is the thing though. For him being away for 2 years, I do not understand how he's a 90. That is ridiculous. Put him in the game. He put out a really good question. About X factors. Let me see if I go. He said this right here. He says, does ratings change X factors or the X factors fix? In other words, he said, so in Madden 20, if I set X factors ratings down to 0, will he be an X factor in the game? I don't know. I don't know how this works, but
what does he mean set X factor ratings down to 0?
What I'm thinking is if he put all the player ratings that have an X factor down to 0, would the X factor still be would it still be effective? That's what I'm thinking that he's saying. Now, because I think the X factors skew the ratings.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. They'd have to perform well enough to get in the zone in the first place. So then that would be an issue. That they would never get in the zone.
So when they have an X factor in the zone, all it does is boost the ratings that they already have.
Well, essentially, but also it just gives them whatever ability it is that they have, but they have to perform well to get in the zone in the first place.
Okay, now I got a question. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I got information now, so I don't sound dumb. Do y'all know, like, if the superstar trait does that skew the ratings?
No, it's the same. It's kind of the same thing. It's just a lower version of the X factor. It's just another ability that they have.
You know how like modifiers have like ×1, ×2? It's kind of like that, where X factors have like ×7, ×8 on the higher end of the scale versus.
Okay, I got you.
It just gives them a better a better chance of making big plays, but it doesn't really
because that's one thing I never really thought about. I never really looked into it. I never, I didn't really think about it.
which is funny because that doing a franchise mode, which they are probably not going to fix, would actually negate something that they could put in the game, like hot and cold streaks.
Well, that was gone since Madden 20. I mean, Madden 12. When in Madden 12, it actually worked in Madden 12, and they just took it out in 13.
And just to let y'all know, I'm still processing what
OG Film Room said Bill's coming for everybody. Look, man, I'm tired of it over here. Right? I got the receipts. I'm not making this stuff up, man. I wish I was. I wish I was doing this just for some type of comedic relief, but no, like this is actually stuff that he said.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I'm still processing what he said. I'm like, if you ever look at how a computer operates when it freezes, that's the look on my face right now, trying to process what he just said.
Yo, let's be honest. That would almost be like LeBron retiring, right? And coming back, and somebody asks, well, why is LeBron still a 93, right? And OG, this is your response. Well, you know, LeBron's rebounding and boxing out is exceptional. What? Right. What? That's it? His boxing out is like that's crazy.
All I know is
shout out to King of the North. He's still rocking the Houston Renegades. Is that what their name for the XFL? They were the Renegades, right?
I think
Shout out to him. He says, I know this will never happen, but in a perfect world, Madden will partner with PFF, the great players, in a realistic way. They could also, you know what?
Before you do that, I'm gonna tell you. No, trust me, VF. You're gonna want to hear this information before you say anything. They already use PFF.
That's what I'm saying. They
already claim they use it.
Yeah, they've been consulting with them throughout this whole entire time.
I just want to let you know that literally he said, I get a lot of my information from the PFF and they sign off on our formula. So, yeah.
Wow. I was just about to ask you guys, did they really use it? Because I had no idea. And like, because see me, I play Madden, but my main thing with Madden, I play based on what's on the field and just make sure it replicates what they do. Now, ratings, I don't necessarily get in the ratings unless they're like way off or anything or something ain't right. But exactly. See, stuff like this will raise my eyebrow. Like, wait a minute, this ain't right.
Let's look at Gronk's stat line real quick because all the stats are up on EA.com, so y'all can find it.
For the past year, 0.
So, well, not stats, but ratings rather. So, Gronk has 81 speed, 86 acceleration, 81 strength. 82,
wait a minute, hold up. 86 acceleration?
86 acceleration.
It takes him a long time to get up to his top speed.
Hold on, keep going
81 strength, 82 agility, 90 awareness, which he didn't mention, which actually would have kind of made sense if he mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, because when you do the edit player, when you boost that up, but still, 95?
94 catch, 98 carry. Now, God, just imagine if they gave him the carrying rating he actually deserved.
That's funny because
97.
He missed a year. His catch is in the 90s, but they snubbed
somehow he
fumbled a bit. Wow.
But somehow he fumbles all of a sudden because remember his carrying 78.
Wow.
He
did lose a title.
So here's what we have all been waiting for. Y'all wanted to know his run blocking and his pass blocking, right?
Here we go.
His run block is a 72 and his pass block is a 67.
What?
So his pass blocking.
Wait a minute.
He's a great blocker. That's why he's rated 95. Right. And then you look at the 95 ratings. All right. And yeah.
All right. So Swami said how credible he is as a blocker. And what's his numbers again?
72 run block and 67 pass block.
We need to start. We need to lean on our own ratings. This is some BS.
79 broken tackle, 86 jumping. Oh, let's see.
Whoa. 86 jumping.
He also said his injury ratings is 70 trash, but his injury ratings is 77. It's actually really not that.
Maybe he jumped off the top.
That might be the only accurate thing is his injury rating.
Bro, let's keep going. Stamina 86, toughness 91, trucking 83. Oh, let's see what else we got. Ball carrier vision.
Remember, Remember, the last time we saw Gronk, he got rolled up and lost the 24/7 title.
Bro,
So
it just
I don't
gets
know about
worse.
toughness.
But it just gets worse. It just gets worse. Do y'all recall what Saquon Barkley's ball carrier vision was for one of the top running backs in the league? What was it, a 78, right?
Oh boy.
Gronk has an 88.
How?
Yep, exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Juke move 73. Impact block 74.
How does this equate to a 95?
I'm
still trying to figure it because I'm gonna be honest.
All
All seriousness, this sounds like
year's season.
Well,
I'm just saying based on all these numbers, this sounds like mid 80s at best.
yeah, because Pete Frenna asked, okay, what's his power and finesse? I'm about to tell you. Run blocking finesse. I mean power 70. Run blocking
really
finesse.
is a finesse.
Yeah, run blocking finesse 69.
So basically, he got the Ole block. He's like, Ole, just let him run right past him.
Pass blocking power 66, pass blocking finesse 64. What else we got here?
Ratings finesse 100.
Exactly, absolutely.
Spectacular catch 94. You could have mentioned that.
I will tell you this though.
Could have mentioned that.
I will tell you this. Outside of him being out for 2 years, I could kind of co-sign with the spectacular catch.
But how do you retain that number rating? I would have dropped it in the 80s.
You're right.
For him missing a season.
You're
no,
right,
though. That's true.
So here's what I'll say. Here's where Swami really made himself look bad.
Well, he did with the tweet.
Yeah, that tweet where you say his run blocking is because his hands are good. No, say that he has a 94 spec catch, a 93 catch in traffic. People they'll understand. But the thing is, you can't hold these ratings the same as they were and then drop something like his carrying so he won't be higher than even what he is now. Because you're just basically nerfing shit just so he won't be higher. His carrying somehow is 78. When does Gronk fumble? Seen him fumble like once in his life. So if you're gonna rate these players how they actually should be rated, then give him what his carrying really should be, which should be around an 85, and then he's gonna be like a 99, and then people are really gonna be mad.
Something about it is like really.
My boy Swami is cooking the books.
Bro, you don't say he's a great blocker, and then we read his blocking ratings, and this is from the official EA site, so you can't say we're making this up here. I mean, bro,
put him in the game. Said VFI said it. Gronk's rating our grandfather in the Madden. I can believe that. They probably copied and pasted from the past 2 years.
And his release off the line, by the way, is a 90s release. So just say, I mean,
Bills. I would not be surprised they took what was the last Madden? He was in Madden 18 or Madden 19.
Even his route running isn't really 81 short route running, 77 medium, 71 deep. Just say that you put a bigger emphasis on his catch ratings, because you can't say blocking and then we look at his blocking and it's horrible. Not horrible, but I mean it's fucking come on.
Pooh said Marshawn Lynch when he came back to the Raiders, he had an 88, but when he returned to the Seahawks, he had an 84 in Madden 20. I think that's fair. I don't have a problem with the Seahawks one. The Raiders. If they look
at
how he performed on the Raiders, then how?
Wait, hold on. Wasn't that within the same season?
No.
I'm trying to figure, because he was with the Raiders.
He finished the season with the Raiders.
Okay,
and then he came back playoff run for the Seahawks the next year, I believe.
Right? Yeah. It was late in the playoff run because those two running backs got hurt.
But then the thing is, if he comes back in 88 on the Raiders, which I thought was utterly ridiculous because he sat
I think that is. I think that was a little too high.
Then how does he only drop 4 points if you look at what he did on the Raiders? Because he didn't really perform that
well. Well, let's be honest. But the 88 was a farce. Whatever he had prior to the Raiders, I think that's what's legit. And I'm not even going to count the Raiders rating. Whatever he had when he was at the Seahawks the first time, and he left and came back to the Seahawks as 84. I think that's a fair assessment of what should have happened with Gronk.
Man,
because I think Marshawn was a 93 or something like that last time he played with the Seahawks or something. Because so from a low 90s to 84, I'm not even counting the Raiders. I think that's a legit drop, and I think that's something that should have happened with Gronk.
Bro, I mean, but seriously, it's like, who else are we gonna hear this excuse for? AB signs with the team, and they go like, well, the reason why he's a 97 is because he can tie his shoes faster than everybody else. I mean, what the fuck? Like, what reasoning? You might as well say that because you can't say blocking for Gronk. You can't say blocking. We just exposed that. That's out of the window. We just exposed that. So that's like, okay, that's
look
like
look at what Mr. Ham put.
Oh God.
No, that's disrespectful, man.
They say he's a great punter compared to a punter. I mean, bro, it's just
that's messed up.
I just want honesty, man, and that's not honesty right there. You say he's a great blocker, then the ratings release, and what do we see?
Put him in the game. Also asked, do all expats get a higher rating? I don't know.
Somebody said Madden 21 ratings, Rob Gronkowski 95 overall, reigning MVP Lamar Jackson 94. I mean, look,
exactly. Yeah. You know, that's like, how could you defend that? You know what I mean? That's almost indefensible.
I mean, and then on top of that, it's like when you start to look at, well, and then here's the other thing. Another thing I hate that he does is he'll give explanations for things like Gronk, right? And then he'll say, well, I don't work on offensive skill positions. So why are you talking then? Why are you talking? And I'll send you all that tweet because you probably don't believe you said that shit after all the shit he's been talking
about. At this point,
go ahead and send that one.
I'm good.
Like,
yeah, I'm leaving that alone because he tweeted out 3 days ago, I don't work on offensive skill position rate. You don't need to be saying nothing about nothing, bro. That's crazy, man. What is wrong with these? This is stupid. This is dumb. Why don't they just follow the College Hoops 2K8 model and give everybody letter grades? This is getting out of hand.
But that's
and then follow it up and create attendances that actually make sense for football.
But do y'all know if DJ, you probably know, does 2K20 do letter grades as an option?
They do.
No.
You can view them as letter grades, but
right.
That's what I'm saying. They do that as an option, right?
And you can view them, but not when you start doing the ratings as numbers, obviously.
And the thing is, when I do my scouting, when I play my league, I just look at the letter ratings because I'm like, you can look into the number ratings all you want. Like the only time I look into the number ratings if I'm looking at tendencies, because obviously I can look at it and reference it as a percentage.
Because when College Hoops 2K8 did it and they gave you the option, I think that was one of the best things they ever did because to me, especially when you have high schoolers, like if you play a dynasty in College Hoops, and if you play, if you recruit a high schooler, you would want to look at that letter grade. It gives you a sense of immersion of what you're getting compared to a high schooler with the 88 jump shot. Like, how the hell he gets that already? And he's still in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's like it gives you that sense, you know?
Put him in a game. Said today on the NFL Network, William Giddens said, let's not forget what a great blocker Gronk.
Oh, God.
Look. This is what I'll say. Gronk is a great blocker, but his ratings do not indicate that. So you can't use that as an argument. Look, I watched Gronk his whole career. Gronk is a great blocker at the point of impact. He's a great blocker as far as setting the edge. He is a great blocker. But don't give me 74 and 68.
Look what Pete put. Pete said throwing power ratings were made by Steve.
Yo. So here's something funny about that.
That's messed up, man.
So here's something funny about that. Ryan Moody chimed in because Tony Kornheiser on Pardon the Interruption, they were talking about Pat Mahomes versus Josh Allen, who had a stronger arm.
Uh-huh.
And Tony Kornheiser basically tore into Swami saying, quite frankly, I don't take any of these ratings serious because the guy who makes them is in his mother's basement somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Doing these ratings and can't even throw a football, never has thrown a football. Wow. To which Ryan Moody went and stuck up for me. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
whatever.
Boy.
But the thing is, So, as far as that's concerned, it's just funny that he felt the need, and once again, he doesn't work on skill position rating, so it's funny how he can legitimize the fact because he said, "Oh well, I didn't know I needed to watch Josh Allen overthrows receiver by 10 yards, sitting in my penthouse or some stupid shit like that." But the thing is, you feel the need to legitimize that. But what about the fact that he doesn't have bazooka, but he's the strongest arm in the game. You don't want to explain that shit, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna stand behind your ratings, stand behind your fucking ratings.
Same energy.
Pretty much.
Because my thing is, see, Swami wants to talk about I watch all this football. But back when I was having discussions with him before he was on the EA fucking team, guess what happened?
Pete said the throwing power was made by Stevie Wonder and put him in the game. Said Ray Charles is his supervisor.
Jesus Christ. And Helen Keller wish she could say something, but she doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Y'all need to stop.
No, but I mean,
y'all need to stop.
But it's just like I just can't take the lag. Like I was saying. So yeah, when I used to have these discussions with Swami before he joined EA, he was a fucking analytics guy. He wanted to tell me all this shit about analytics and Pro Football Reference and all this fucking bullshit. But now all of a sudden, that doesn't matter. You know, we're looking at the football aspect of it, and we're watching all these games. Okay, but so what games do you have to watch from Gronk last year?
WrestleMania.
Oh God! Let me tell you, to win that belt is roll ups of 99. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Question, guys: has anyone explained the next gen stats? Well, I mean, you'd have to look up next gen stats on Google, and it'll explain it to you because I know they're not gonna do it. So. Next gen stats is just basically advanced analytics that break down a guy's effectiveness or ineffectiveness.
Pete says Wentz has 90 throwing power. I can get jiggy with that, but he says Drew Lock has an 88.
And Drew Lock clearly has a stronger arm.
We're not gonna do any slander to Drew Lock. Me and Bills are fans of Drew Lock, so we're gonna leave that alone.
Fan of his
I have nothing against Drew Lock.
He said not WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know, right?
yo, OG. I just want to see a player retire like Melo, and when he comes back, you tell me, well, you know, considering the fact that his pump fake's a 98, you had to keep, you had to keep him up there, right? I mean, you know, his pump fake's a 90. Come on, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, so. That's my thing. I just want honesty, and if you can't be
what,
I'm not even putting that on the screen. I'm not even putting that on the screen. I'm done. Not even putting that on the screen.
Advanced analytics tell people that James Harden is the best scorer in the game because they use true shooting percentage and they take into account. Well, he takes threes. Whose fucking choice is that? That's his choice to take threes.
According to that blue line, mask he wore, his shot IQ should be like 2 now.
He said virgins. That's wild.
I think there's other quarterbacks that we could put out here, but Ravens Nation, this is actually pretty interesting. Ravens Nation said if you ain't throwing the ball as far as Vic or Jeff George, you don't need to be an A+. Now, don't get me wrong, Vic and Jeff George can sling the ball, but there's other quarterbacks that can throw just as far as they can.
No, but you can't. No, see, I hate that because this is the thing. We're not judging off of guys that aren't in the league anymore.
That's true, but that's what I was saying. There's other guys that are in the league that can throw just as far as they can.
Well, and then on top of that, throw power isn't just distance; it's power. I mean, do we forget that?
Because some power is not just distance. It's like how fast can it get the how fast can you like how fast can you get that ball from point A to point B when you're throwing a bullet between two tackles, like right across the middle, or how fast can you get it to the sideline? Not just how far you can throw it. If you throw it 90 yards, it's not the same.
The velocity on the ball.
There you go.
Because they need to come up with something called arm velocity or something.
Well,
like that.
there was a thing called the QB challenge, which you could see.
Let me tell you, no, DJ. They need to bring that. They need to bring that back. The QB challenge, like they did around the Pro Bowl time. That was dope. I missed that. That was cool.
And if you had that, then that would judge better to incorporate into the ratings than what they're trying to do. It's just like they're fishing in a lake with no fish in it.
And you know what'd be so funny when they used to have those QB challenges. Remember when they used to have like the target going across the sand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they used to do it. Because they used to do it on the beach.
Run,
Because
all that is in the QB challenge.
right, because they used to do it on the beach because that's when the Pro Bowl was in Hawaii. Like it usually be like some third string guy on the Pro Bowl actually wins it all the time or something. It wasn't like Dan Marino or something. It was like Jeff Hostetler or something like that. Some like low budget dude. Like he made it to the Pro Bowl, but he wasn't the top name that always wins it. It was really weird how they did that.
I have another question.
Wait a minute. There's something that OG just put in here. It says you can make numbers do whatever you want. In my opinion, Westbrook's assist numbers would tell you he's a great passer when in all reality, he's a player with a historic usage rate who only passes to an assist.
But that's an excellent point. And see, that is an example of how you do ratings. It's according to what you see, and you can't just take stats and say, well, Westbrook's led the league. Well, he's averaged a triple-double the past 3 years. Yeah, but you're not going to talk about Steven Adams moving out of the way and
that's what I'm about to say. They were just like what didn't he mean mug somebody? It was like, damn, you didn't let me get that rebound. What's wrong with you? You know who I am.
So here's another thing that gets me. There was something released about the deep ball accuracy ratings.
Oh boy.
And they tend to base the deep ball accuracy off of guess what? Just guess what they base it off of. Just guess. Take a guess.
Completed passes of 20 yards or more that went for touchdowns.
Completed passes that were counted as deep passes. So here's so here's my thing. Okay, let's say you got a guy like Drew Brees who doesn't throw deep. Does that mean he's inaccurate when he does? No, that means he just doesn't throw deep as often. Kyler Murray, believe it or not, had the highest percentage of passes completed downfield last year.
I'm gonna tell you something from a wide. Wait, hold on. I need to blow this out the water real quick. As a wide receiver, looking at it from a wide receiver's perspective, that's caught passes of 20 yards or more in my time. Mm-hmm. I've had a quarterback had a strong arm, but a lot of times I've had to run under a lot of passes that were like overthrown. So that's the part that when they're looking at deep ball accuracy, they're not looking at the second half of the equation, which they do for a lot. They don't do for a lot of these ratings. It's that the receiver a lot of times makes up for half the accuracy numbers. Sometimes more.
So I have a question. Based on the fact that you were a receiver, based on what you've watched, who would you consider the most accurate? Just name a couple guys. Like who comes to mind when you think of accuracy downfield?
Shoot, he hasn't thrown a deep ball in a meaningful game in a while, but RG3.
Well, I'm talking about obviously
quarterbacks. You said throw out names.
I know, but I'm saying like quarterbacks. Quarterbacks that start around the league. There are Aaron Rodgers of the world. There are the Russell Wilsons of the world.
It's funny because
I'm gonna say it right now, and everybody loves this kid. I like Pat Mahomes. He has an arm, but he's not very accurate downfield.
I would say because Kirk Cousins doesn't have a strong enough arm, but I believe he's very accurate down the field.
Crazy accurate downfield.
Yeah,
it's almost robotic with him, which sometimes leads to his downfall. But Kirk Cousins is a very underrated deep ball thrower. But he still hides touchdowns behind paywalls. So
no, it's not too many to be honest. I'm gonna go to Chris Thompson.
Oh boy, here we go.
Chris Thompson said, "Do you think Saquon should be in the top 3 of Madden ratings? What do you think, Bills?"
Not yet. I know that was for Bills, but
he backed out. Okay, I didn't know he left. But
he muted.
He muted. He probably muted himself for a second. I don't think he should be. Maybe top 7, 5, maybe. That's pushing it. Saquon's not a bad running back at all, but I think that might be a little too
Oh
high.
boy, here we go. Oh boy, sounds like let's see. I'm reading the
Pete-
one here. Oh, go ahead. Phil.
Pete Frenner says Tua has the same arm strength as Drew Lock.
No, I was saying as far as overall players, no, Saquon definitely shouldn't be top 3, but as far as at his position, I think you got to put him right there around 2. I mean, look, Aaron Jones doesn't get enough love.
I think at his position, I can see where top 3 come, but an overall top 3 and Matt, that's.
But bro, Todd Gurley was like 4th in touchdowns last year. Look at his ratings drop. And he almost had 1,000 yards on not a lot of carries. No, his yards per carry, no, they weren't that great. But I mean, if you're going based off of the past seasons, like he claims, didn't Todd Gurley have 16 touchdowns a year before that? I mean, Aaron Jones had 16 touchdowns last year.
Yeah,
he's not getting enough love. I mean, Dalvin Cook's rated higher than Aaron Jones. What are you basing it on? Oh, it was only 1 year. I mean, come on, bro.
Oh, and just to let everybody know, I'm still catching deep passes at the age of 40. So it's not like 20 years ago last time I caught a deep pass. So just put it out there.
Ain't nobody else put anything out that
deep ball accuracy. Let me just show y'all this real quick. Not show y'all, but read this off to you.
Yeah, you can try to put it up there. Yeah.
well, not because I'm on my phone, so I'm just
okay. I'm about to say because I mean, I you see, I haven't shared the screen since. I don't trust that thing, man.
So there's some numbers that'll surprise you. I mean, Kyler Murray was 30 for 49, which is actually pretty impressive. 61%. Pat Mahomes 37 for 61. That's good for 60%. Deshaun Watson 42 for 70. You got Matt Ryan 27 for 47, Baker Mayfield 32 for 58, Dak Prescott 29 for 53. Here's a surprising one. You got somebody like Aaron Rodgers 35 for 80. So
but I will take an anomaly. Like I said, I don't think his receiving corp was as good, and they changed their entire offense.
They don't have a deep threat. I mean, Devontae Adams is a complete receiver, but he gets doubled a lot of the time. They don't really have a go-to second option. I think Geronimo Allison is as close as you're gonna get.
Ham say that DJ have an Al Bundy moment.
Oh my god. But here's my thing, though, about Aaron Rodgers.
I did win a state championship, by the way. So
no, but here's my thing about Aaron Rodgers, just real quick, right? Is everybody wanted to talk about, I remember last year, I don't know if you guys remember, you remember the talk about, oh, well, why is Aaron Rodgers dumping the ball down so much? Well, he had the second most attempts downfield. So people should look at these stats before they just say stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my message to Pooh, fuck T.O. I believe I catch better than him anyway.
Hey, wasn't T.O. just had like some type of
he could still run the low 40 what 4 point what was it 4
I think like 4.4 or something like that at 46 or something like
Darrell Green did that before him, so
I was about to say
I'm not shocked. He's kept himself in good shape, which Darrell Green did well into his 40s and low 50s.
Ravens Nation said you can't go just by stats. I don't care what anyone says. Just because Julio went from 16 to 13 does not mean his rating should drop. Watch the damn game, you dorks. I don't know what he's calling dorks, but okay.
He's talking about the ratings.
You talking about Swami?
Of course. We're not making the ratings for the game.
Spec Pooh said Julio Jones should be a 99.
Where?
He said, I guess.
I mean, look, Julio. I agree. Julio should be a 99. There aren't many guys that affect the game the way he does, and I think I wouldn't disagree. But I mean, like I said, if you start adjusting the ratings, you start giving the guys a 99 awareness that they should have. You're gonna be a lot more 99s on your team on your disc.
Right. I look at it like this. I'm like, to get a 99, you have to finagle a lot of other stats.
Yeah, Ham. T.O. ran a 4.4. I think it's on Twitter somewhere. This was like posted today too.
Mm-hmm.
He ran like a 4.4, and he's
for
like 40 for 46. Yeah,
for his size at his age, it's impressive to me. Darrell Green's like smaller than me.
Yeah, he's like
height wise, of course, he weighed more. Oh, actually, I think we weigh the same. Yeah,
because he was what 6'3", 220.
Yeah, that's impressive for a big guy.
But then you also look at these other ratings. I mean, Breeze threw the ball down the field 25 5 times in an entire season, bro.
Oh, Breeze don't have an arm anymore, bro. I mean,
he just doesn't throw the ball down the field either.
I think that the last 2 years he fell off because he used to have a deep ball. I think that his age is showing when it comes.
I don't
to
know if he doesn't have it or if he just doesn't do it. I think that's part of their system.
I think that's more
he
of a
don't have it
issue.
No, go look at that Vikings game when he tried to throw a deep ball and he got picked off. And
they really should have a trait in the game called gun shy.
Well, there's hold
on. There's another thing, whole another side to man that they should have. They should have negative traits with these people, but it's a participation type of game.
They're all about positivity.
I'm like, there's no whatever. There's no like cold streaks. There's no.
They're all about positivity,
regression.
Man.
Shoot, it barely any like. Injuries.
It ain't no. Let me tell you, it's almost like division cone. There's no way nobody's gonna get a negative trait. Now, mind you,
negative effects, man.
Now, mind you, now in Madden 08, you had some icons about you that was not good, injury prone. They had team distraction in Madden 08. They had first round bus. They had I think there was only 3 negatives they had back in Madden 08, but yeah, they had negatives ones back there. There's no way that's happening.
Yeah, because if you look at my GM, when you look at the coaches and that's it. When you go to my GM and you look at the coaches, you can actually look at them on my league, but I really don't know how much it affects in my league. But in my GM, you have people who are rats. You have people who are only there for like a short tenure. People that. They're like itching to take your job or whatnot. You got people. It's like
wait a minute. They got like my gym got other staff members that do that.
Yeah. If you go into the staff and you view them, they'll have their own icons. It's not just the players that have badges and traits. Coaches do too.
What are we doing over here, OG? I think it's impressive, but I did not know that. OG, what are we doing? That's awesome. Yo, I'm gonna have to play 2K20 just with all of it now.
I just want to remind y'all that, and I hate harping on this, but I mean it's got to be said just for perspective. Madden 20's 99 club last year was DeAndre Hopkins, Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, and Khalil Mack.
Yeah, it was real small last year. It was only like 4 or 5 people. You're right.
No, but I mean it's 4 or 5 people this year. But just look at who they're. Look at who I mean, Aaron Donald's still there, and he had a drop off. Khalil Mack had a drop off, but he's not there. Bobby Wagner's a 98, which is just the dumbest fucking. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, what did he do for his rating to drop? You see what I'm saying? It's just like
what happened was, Bill O'Brien got a hold of
that guy. That guy.
he had a few choice words, and it dropped his rating.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just they just pick whoever's the most popular at the time. It's all a popularity contest for the most part. I mean, shit, I'm surprised they didn't find a way to give Lamar Jackson a 99. If you look at his positional ratings, they're absolutely ridiculous. Some of the shit that
I have my GM going on 2K20 on PC, right? I'm gonna have to actually put some more time into that because I've been playing a lot of 2K14, but
you know what?
I need to get back on 2K20.
You know what? We could literally have a first and frame rates versus because obviously I have 2K20 on PC. Get a game going.
Yeah, we could play against each other. You're right. I just thought about that. I forgot about that.
Now, we can get Bills to get a PC, or
listen.
If wink, NBA 2K could be cross-platform. Hello.
No, but 2K is giving us that treatment they did with 2K14, man. The PC game is getting the OG version, and the next gen one's going straight to console.
Man, all I know is as long as I got those attention to detail rosters, I'm good.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still going to get the 2K21 on PC.
Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Let's talk about 2K for a second because Madden, whatever.
Hold on, I got a couple of of comments real quick. We'll get into that. Ravens, they said Drew Brees been checked down king for years now. Look at the catches to Kamara and Michael Thomas are getting all slant routes. I agree. Let's see. Chris Thomas said these kids wouldn't be able to handle the vision code nor those negative traits. Absolutely. Where is it? Okay. They definitely won't be placed on Madden via brother. These players are way too. There's no way they have negative traits on Madden. I mean, Madden 08 had it. They would never do it now.
You know,
Ain't no way.
the sad part about that, I remember when people were
You know what?
crying that they couldn't. Oh, go ahead.
Put them ain't right, man. I'm just gonna put them.
Oh,
I'm gonna let y'all read that. Y'all can read that. Read that.
Wait a minute. Let me see.
Read that. Just read
Hey,
that.
it was a prior condition. It was a previous underlying condition.
Man.
No, wait a minute. That'd be under durability.
Let's go to 2K Bills.
Yo, hey, look, Scott OG, since we're going to 2K, make sure you have something for Rudy Gobert that isn't just team disruptor, but league disruptor. for his trades. No, let's talk about 2K for a second, man. We give 2K a lot of love on this channel and on this podcast, but man, me and DJ were having a ball just talking about 2K today and playing 2K because the game is so deep when you really get into it and start tinkering with sliders, but then more importantly, playing with rosters that actually.
I'm about to say,
how am I going to diplomatically? When you're playing with rosters that
are created by the users.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. When you're playing with rosters that have a bit more, I guess, detail as far as the tendencies and the ratings, you see a lot of things come out in 2K that you might not see if you play in the default roster. For example, I put the help defense down to about 15 for the computer. I think 0 for me. I was seeing a lot of crazy things. I had a situation where I was dribbling the ball with Andre Drummond, and I had no business dribbling the ball with Andre Drummond, and they just randomly trapped me. That was amazing. There are a lot of things in that game that happen that make it so that the game is very organic. Every time you play it,
wow.
It's just no. His block rating should go up because he blocked everybody from playing with that damn COVID.
Rudy's pick and roll should be catch COVID instead of catch edge.
See, you ain't shit for that. Jesus,
It should also be catch hell.
Yeah, I'm staying over here on that one. I'm still mad at Rudy, man. Rudy messed.
Donovan still wants that fade. But
damn, man, why you call that out?
Oh my lord. But 2K, man, 2K20 is a masterpiece. OG, like it's a masterpiece, honestly. And we probably will talk offline about this because
we do have questions.
We do have questions. We do have questions. We just want some clarification about some things, but yeah, man. I mean, 2K20, man, is just a masterpiece, bro. It really is. Ratings truly matter, and like I said, once you start tinkering with the ratings and the tendencies, you really see how much ratings matter.
Like I said, the only gripe that I'll express out here in the public is a gripe that I've always had, and I don't know why you guys did this. But the ability to watch CPU versus CPU games,
yes,
on the way it was before, there was a change to where you have to pick those other teams to be able to watch CPU versus CPU games. Why?
Yeah, I mean,
I literally could have Tuesday night double headers with like teams on the East Coast, West Coast without having, and that was a method of me scouting.
Yeah, OG say they always been.
No, they haven't.
No, he's saying he know I'm always.
Oh, he's always here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm tripping. I only caught the back end.
VF, do you work tomorrow? We might have to get him in this call after we end this podcast.
If he's available, I mean.
OG, if you're available, feel free to hop in the call. VF sent you the link after this podcast so we can kind of talk about it.
But yeah, as far as 2K20, I mean, I've been playing it just to my player side, but I need to get back into. I need to go ahead and play the my league because I have it on. I mean, I've been playing my league on 2K14.
Which team you picking? The Hawks or the Bulls?
Oh, I'm playing the Bulls. I'm playing the Bulls.
Hey, look. By the way, them Hawks uniforms are dope.
Yeah, they are nice.
They're okay.
I know DJ doesn't like them.
That's the thing. Hold up. I didn't say I didn't like them. I said they're okay.
They're okay means you don't like them or you dislike them. You're indifferent.
Hold up. No.
Go
because
ahead.
according to Atlanta's history, they've had better looking uniforms. But they're not bad looking uniforms. They're okay, but they're kind of basic.
Okay, I didn't say you dislike them. I say you don't like them. There's a difference. There's not. You're indifferent about them. You said
they're close relatives of each other. Whatever.
You said they're okay.
Yeah.
That means you're indifferent about them.
No, that doesn't mean I'm indifferent. I just said they're okay. It's a positive thing to say. They're okay.
All right. Anyway, them Hawks uniforms dope. Shit, I'm trying to think if I want to use the Hawks in a whatchamacallit.
All I'm saying, the Hawks had better jerseys when Dikembe Mutombo was on the team.
Oh, you used to like those?
Those were
with the Hawk on. With the Hawk on.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about uniforms? Why did the Knicks ever change from those ones in 04 with the black stripe on the side?
Yeah, that's
man. Those
I ain't gonna lie, DJ. Them Hawks uniforms were kind of dope. I didn't like those.
Shooting in the 90s.
They were dope. Yeah.
In the 90s, like the NBA was really stressing like creativity in those uniforms, and it's just like. And I look at it now, it's just like it is simplicity. I know, Bill, she told me this earlier, and I recognize that in that Hawks uniform and various other uniforms that have done that. But I just look at it from the fact that 90s, they used to be like, this is the team versus this is the team. You know, the difference in volume.
We talked about that before where, it's more so on the player now than as far as the attention is more so on the player than the team now.
I mean, you look at the 90s. I mean, you look at the Suns uniforms back in the 90s, the Grizzlies.
All the throwbacks they want to bring back.
the Houston Rockets. You had some real creative stuff.
I'll tell you what. They can keep them bum ass Rockets jerseys from the late 90s. I couldn't stand them.
No, not the late ones. I'm talking about the early ones.
Well, shoot, look at their home court. Back
that shit looked. Oh god, them and the Charlotte Hornets
Actually, I like the Charlotte.
I like the Charlotte Hornets, but the colors were fucking me up with that Houston Rockets one. Bro.
Yeah, the Charlotte Hornets one wasn't bad. Who else?
Mentioned they had a washed ass super.
Man, team. The Houston Rockets home court reminded me of like the wallpaper you put in your son or daughter's room so they can go to bed at night.
They had the old Warriors one were good.
How you have Charles Barkley, washed up ass Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon? You still lose to a damn sorry ass pick and roll.
Well, and you had Scottie Pippen too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Scottie Pippen too. Well, not because he was on the Bulls that year. But the next year, they had Scottie Pippen. So, yeah. Mr. Ham says the only gripe I have with 2K is that there's a slight stutter whenever you steal the ball before going on a fast break. I can't.
I can't take the Pelicans seriously with that.
I don't know how I feel about I haven't really noticed a delay when you steal the ball.
I don't. I'm on PC though.
Yeah,
that may be a console thing.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that either.
It may be missing a frame rate.
Don't
just saying.
Pete says I can't take the Pelicans seriously with that name.
My PC pinky is up.
Real Football Gamer says going to catch this one after it's live, guys. Sorry, just got done getting the W's on the b-ball court. Also, you frauding because your name is Real Football Gamer, not Real Baller on the court. All right, so you need to stay consistent, fam. Real Football Gamer, man. NFL Fever or something. Shit.
Yeah, he frauding because he's.
Nah, we just messing with you, bro. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man, all the time. Spec Poo talking about Final Fantasy VII remake. Yeah, all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Final Fantasy VII. I played the one on PS1. I love the game, but
I remember playing it on the college campus in 98. So
yeah, that was a great game. But I'm low key not interested in on PS4 right now.
Let's bring this up on the podcast real quick. Let's see what B5 said. Still ball has a stutter. I actually have footage on that.
DJ, what you said? DJ, what you said it was?
It's a console
It's a
problem.
console problem because I don't notice it on PC either. I ain't gonna lie, I don't.
Gotta just skate past that. No, let's talk about this real quick. So I want to get there. Real football. Yo, COVID chasing. Man, that dude came in here for 2 seconds to show some respect. Y'all just gonna come at him like that. P. Frenna, I'll let DJ. I'll let DJ knock that one out real quick. He said, "How you liking Ghost of Tsushima?"
Yeah, Tsushima is pretty. It's really good. I like the sword play. I think they need to explain this whole performance and whatever it was. Performance and resolution with the same frame rates.
Yeah,
at 30 frames per second.
All right, that was kind of weird.
And that's really kind of messes me up in some of the sword fights, especially
they were
the
like, they were like, you want a favorite performance and keep this 30 locked, or you want to drop down to 20?
To me, I didn't really see it. I didn't notice a difference. I'm like 30 frames per second, especially being on PC, mostly it's like 60 frames per second and higher, pinky back up. And
all right, so let's address this real quick because I want to say this on the podcast.
Ravens Nation say insurgency coming on console next month with that fresh 1220p with 20 frames.
Yo, I hope they don't give me a bad perception of insurgency because VF has been hyping this game for a long time.
That game is great, bro.
They shoot the gun, the bullet just hits you. It doesn't fly towards you.
No, you just fall out. You just die.
Right. Hey, everybody's a sniper on that game.
Yeah, they just put night maps on there too, man. That game is great. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you a video of that, Bills.
Every map gonna play like a night map.
Man, hold on. Dude, you have a higher graphics card than I do, and you're putting it on 30 frames per second locked? Fraud.
Wait a minute.
He'll spend all that money on graphics card. Lock his on 30 frames per second on the PC.
No, but I thought
Horizon ain't on PC yet, is it?
Yeah,
it will be.
Oh.
Well, you've been playing a PS4 version.
Yeah, you need to stop playing it. So
that game is beautiful though. That game looks great. That's a really good looking game.
Yeah.
Now, what you were saying, Bills?
Let's ask.
Why did Ravens fans retract his comment?
Because he charged.
Let's bring this up because I think people will be interested in giving their feedback about this. We basically are thinking about changing, like once Madden comes out, and actually maybe in the near future, kind of changing. You want me
to tell him
what?
I know what Bill's trying to say. All right. When Madden comes out, we're trying to change up what we're going to do. Instead of just talking about the games, we actually want to put some gameplay on the screen so everybody in here can actually give feedback on what we see on the field. In other words, that's not going to be one person just breaking down a play and we're just going to upload it. It's going to be all of us, me, DJ Bills, everybody in the chat. Whatever you see, what we see, because everybody have a different perspective. And I think that would be really interesting to see what we honestly see in Madden. Not to say that the game is completely broken or whatever, but it gives everybody a different perspective, not just a narrative of what we telling you what's on the screen. Because, a lot of people who do these breakdowns, they're telling you what's there and that's what you see compared to what you see and giving everyone the feedback at the same time. So once Madden 21, next gen or current gen, we're going to do it with both. And we're going to talk
about we could have done this months ago.
Who said that?
Who?
Man, all right, hold on. Give me a second.
Don't worry about it.
See, it's funny because I was going to apologize for the recent. Wow.
Because me and Bill said who said that at the same time, and we had the same mindset at the same time.
It's like, who said that? All right.
I know we both said like you can rewind that back. We both said that in unison.
See,
Oh,
and thank you guys because that saved me from what I was going to say. But
no, but how's Pooh gonna
because
say that
kind
shit as if he had that as an idea and never brought it up? Well, y'all could have been doing that the whole time. Like, shut your ass up.
it sounded like it's Be Real when he's imitating the voices of the dead bodies on them.
That was so funny how that happened though. But
Bro, it's like, you could be doing it the whole time.
Based on the feedback, a lot of people said that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be pretty cool. Because I want people to understand. It's one of the reasons why I stopped doing breakdowns. And I think I can speak for everybody that's up here. The reason why we stopped because, in a sense, we felt that it was somewhat disingenuous. We felt like if we see a bad play, we're going to upload it and just show you guys what we've seen instead of us. Everybody could just run the play in real time and then be like, "Yo, this is what I see." No, well, this is what I see. And we all can give us one big collective feedback together, so it's where we can honestly come to some type of conclusion to say what's going on in the game compared to, and I ain't gonna say 21's name, but compared to somebody putting something up on the. No, I'm serious. Like, not trying to be funny, but to putting something up on the screen to say, "Hey, based on the title of this video, your mind is already locked on what you see." And I think that's always been a disingenuous side of doing breakdowns. And I'm not saying they're not effective because they do work, because there are things that are in the game that these work, but I don't think you actually see what you see when it's pushed in your face. Did that make sense?
Well, here's the other thing. Oh, go on.
I was going to say this is going to be a shared experience with balanced views to come out with a balanced conclusion.
Right. Well, and here's the other thing is we can also do things during the episode that for the people who maybe aren't happy with Madden 20 that do purchase Madden 20, there's some things that we can do to explain. Wait, 21, yeah, to explain sliders to you, right? Mm-hmm. To explain ratings to you. We can do team previews by scrolling through the menus. There's a bunch of things we can do, and then we can even go over to 2K and do what is already in 2K20, and DJ has footage that we can break down, and I'm sure I could record a silent fucking game like it's a silent movie.
Man, we gonna get you a PVM, man. You need to stop.
But no, I mean, and just kind of break down the footage and talk about it from the aspect of the sport rather than technical problems. So I think that would be something that our fan base, you guys, would really want to see. And it's not going to be the whole episode. It's just going to be, about 15 minutes or so.
We'll do maybe like 1 or 2 plays, and we'll talk about it, and we just we'll pretty much go through that. And I think it's a great idea because I mean, like we've talked about this. I mean, I think me and you talked about this even before
we did.
We started doing this podcast.
We talked about getting the X's and O's thing, right?
Yeah, we talked about this. I mean, way before First and Framerates even was a thing. Me and Bills was talking about doing something like this. We just never got around to it. But like now, since I got all the tech set up, I can share. We can share any one of our screens. We're gonna get that to work too. Yeah. I'm gonna figure that out. So any one of us can do any game that we would like and have our perspective playing while everybody else can comment on the back end. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be a pretty good experience. So be on the lookout for that. I know somebody said the Poster King, he wants us to do next gen. Definitely. I think current gen will be a really good place to start because we'll know whatever how the format will be and if anything that we need to change or whatever the case may be. But I think that's we definitely will start there. But it goes without saying to do next gen easily. I mean, that goes for Madden, 2K.
That is going to be interesting. What the next gen recording capabilities are going to be?
Yeah, I know, right?
That hasn't even been talked about at all, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Was it something else that we were supposed to touch into before we got into this?
I don't think so.
I think that's what it was. We was trying to get into. Okay.
He said y'all think Gronk could block Pooh better than y'all just
wow.
Let me tell you something. We were very quick at the point. We were very quick at the point of attack. We might be the best blockers out here.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that because we said that thing in unison. That thing was like so dope.
Nah, I think what it is, we have better timeout efficiency than Chris Webber did in the
Well, That's because we have unlimited timeouts. That's why.
In the Michigan game.
In the Michigan UNC game, man.
Oh man, that's messed up. That was funny though.
Man.
I don't know what else y'all got, man. Y'all got any questions for us, real quick?
Yeah, any questions? It is a Q&A as it is every week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I do want to bring up NHL 21 did have an update.
Oh yeah, they did.
And I'm just
hold on. No.
What?
We got all the OGs in here. We're gonna address this shit. Apex.
Listen. Wait a minute, Bill. We got Scott OG. We got B5. Put him in the game, and we got Apex. Where's MD?
Nah, I got beef with Apex. Why he always come in saying hi to everybody else before us? Like it's their podcast. How you gonna show up to somebody's house and hey, what up? You gonna say what up to everybody else except us?
People that own the house.
Right.
They're holding the party.
Right.
And didn't leave out without saying that.
Man, we looking for MD now. Like everybody else said, we need to find out where MD's
said
at.
Timeouts won't slow me down. Yeah, but back problems will slow Carson Wentz down, though.
Oh.
Jalen Hurts in 2020, baby.
Man, that's messed up, man.
Wow, even the last name bites.
I just thought about that. Oh my god.
What's going on, Apex, man?
What's going on,
bro?
What's
going on?
Appreciate you coming through, man. Like, we got everybody. Like, yo, y'all don't know, man. Oh no, never mind.
What?
That was what's his name? The other developer, not OG. The other developer that called out Apex, that was doing Madden.
Shit. What was his name?
Ian
Cummings.
Yeah, Ian Cummings. Yeah.
That virgin.
Oh yeah. Pete wanted to know because we got cut off real quick as of Apex. What about the playoff NHL, DJ?
Oh yeah. So it's not the playoff format. It's actually just an update from the game, the video game. Basically, they're delaying the game for release, and they're deciding to focus on the current gen version with the capability of forward compatibility to next gen, because they made the decision they wanted to stay focused on feature rich and try to improve on more on the gameplay. They haven't said what those improvements are yet. They basically said that, hey, we'll let you guys know later on, but they're looking at, instead of a September release, an October timeframe release.
The only thing I like about that, they're actually trying to keep the modes to next gen because they didn't do that last time.
Yeah, so basically, and after 21 releases, obviously they'll push the next gen for 22. So that was just the basis of what. So my feelings about this is that they obviously are not trying to make the same mistake they did when they went from PS3, Xbox 360 to PS4 and Xbox One and One X. So even though I'm mixed, because I understand and I appreciate the message. I understand that, let's close out this generation. But part of me is like, hopefully they have something in the works for when they hit 22 on next gen. They're going to have to come big with what's coming on 22, because I know, I'm like, me and Bills, we talked about it earlier. I'm like, it's a sit out year for him, and I completely understand, because it's like you really did it for this current gen, coming into this current gen, and now even though you're gonna have a playable game for next gen, but it's not gonna be a next gen product for this year.
Right. I don't get me wrong. I like NHL 18. That was one of my favorite ones. I don't have it anymore. I thought I did, but I need a hockey game to get me off NHL 14 because I'm still playing it. I want a game to get me off of it because I was this close to getting off of it to play 18, but I don't know what happened to that game. It's somewhere in there.
Man, you guys are still using Skype?
Uh-oh.
I'm messing. Skype has survived the
A lot
video
of people,
conference board.
a lot of no joke. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people say Skype still works pretty well.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
actually
Skype,
If
Skype
not
is
trying to go
still.
live, it definitely works.
Yeah, that Peter Friend. Thank you, Pete. Pete said NHL 14 is a great one. Yeah, it's a great hockey. I still play it, and I need another NHL game. I wanna jump to the next generation, and I thought about buying 20 the other day, but I wanted to get DJs and Bill's opinion first because I didn't want to buy it and be like, what the hell?
What, NHL 14 or
No, 20. I was thinking about
20.
buying 20.
I will hold off at this point.
Okay. Because like I said, I'm like halfway through the season on 14. I'm doing pretty
Fife,
good.
yeah, we use StreamYard.
Yeah, you can use StreamYard. StreamYard is free. You can download it, and it's way easier to talk to people outside of, and then on top of that, you can use it for YouTube if you want to.
That is post the King 2K is the only next gen game sports wise. It looks like
wasn't it?
Well, that's not saying much because I mean there weren't many to choose from. Even
well, not only that. I mean, what was it last generation? I mean, this past generation now, 2K14 was like the only game that looked like it was a next gen leap.
Like here's the thing, with 2K current gen, I wonder what, since 2K is being built from apparently being built from the ground up for next gen, for NBA 2K21, I wonder what's going to happen with the current gen version. Are we not going to get anything, or are we going to everything was focused to make sure we got everything into the next gen version? That would be interesting.
I know what you was laughing at. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I know what you was laughing at.
No, I was working through that because while I was speaking, I was like, "What the fuck is he laughing at?"
He's laughing at Stomp Yard. That's what
I'm saying.
Be on Stomp the Yard too, yo. Let me stop. No, but I mean, look, man, I want to see what MLB The Show is gonna do. I mean, shit, they have plenty of time.
Wow.
Isn't this the one that's supposed to be on different platforms?
I had yes. This one's gonna be it's this coming one.
Yeah, 21 is supposed to be on. 21 is supposed to be a multiplayer. Yeah.
It's gonna be released into the wild, but we don't know what it's gonna look like because that's gonna be interesting. Now the Xbox and PC players like myself get to experience a game that you previously just experienced on PS4 with its frame rate issues and stuff like that, and that it balls going through the back.
Yeah, that needs to get the hell out. No, next generation, that better not be a next generation game. They need.
That's what they said last generation, and look what happened. Remember, we traced this back to the 360.
You know it's gonna be. The only difference is it's gonna look way better.
The ball's gonna bend a little bit. We did apply physics to it.
Let's talk about something else because MLB The Show 20 was terrible. Did you see those home runs that the game robbed of people?
Oh my god,
horrible!
They would be Jim Edmonds as a game.
Yeah, they fixed that when we talked about it last. But it was funny as hell to see that. That was hilarious.
Like, yo, Bill, you need to see this. Bill thought we were joking. Like, nah, you need to see this, bro.
Fucking with me when y'all show me that video, bro. Fucking magnetic force pulling the fucking ball back.
Pulling it back over the wall, through the wall, and it was an out. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
All I know is that nothing could beat Bill's reaction to
the next gen. Oh man, that was great. He was like, wait a minute.
Bro, that shit was some garbage, bro.
That was terrible. Hey, man, any more Q&A? Y'all got another question? I think somebody had a question earlier. I think I missed it. If I did, I do apologize. I think I got them. I got them all. I thought Chris Thomas had one.
Let me go back to Pete Frenna because I know he had said NHL playoff format, and I was actually talking about the game, but to say my thoughts on the actual playoff format is interesting. You're going to have the top 4 teams in each conference basically go through go through a round robin.
What? Oh, what?
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let DJ finish first.
Okay. The top 4 teams in each conference are going to do a round robin to determine rank the standings 1 through 4. And then I think the bottom it's 12 on each side. The bottom 8 will battle for the 6 spots to be able to I think it's bottom 6 spots or whatever, something like that, to get to the traditional playoffs. So, but the fact that it's all playoffs is going to be interesting and it's going to be fun because, like I said, I've always loved the NHL playoff format. I've always loved the atmosphere of hockey when it comes to the playoffs because it's not necessarily about who's the best team. It's who wants it more and which way the puck bounces. And also who has a hot goaltender, because you have a hot goaltender, they stopping everything. Even when they're out of position, we've had those type of saves. I.e. 2018, Holtby robs, I guess the guy from Vegas. No one knows his name anymore because he got robbed anyway. But yeah, hockey.
All right, somebody jump into the dark side, DJ.
Oh boy, who jumped to the dark side? Who? Oh, I did see somebody talk about PC.
Look who it is, though.
I'm missing it.
It's on the screen.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen then. He needs to look into PC options. I'm a quote Pooh. Should have did that a long time ago, motherfucker.
OG, will we have an update in 2K to play in the bubble? I doubt it.
No, I don't think they will.
Man, you want all them closet races that play 2K to look at Black Lives Matter on the court the whole entire time? They already was not playing Madden and NHL and all those other things because of it.
Well, speaking of that, whoever did the 2K14 mod on PC, they did that, and it looks really nice. Matter of fact, I need to download that.
Man,
yeah, the UBR. Let me look it up and see if I can find
it. Them closet races, we like, I ain't playing this game no more because it says Black Lives Matter on there. Shoot, even worse, some of the ones that are like Blue Lives Matter, we're like, what?
Y'all put Black Lives Matter on the screen. Now I don't particularly agree with that right there. So
I don't think so.
I ain't gonna play this here game. No, I ain't. I ain't gonna play this here game.
So I'm gonna send this to y'all in the DM so y'all can see it.
This
is pretty cool how they modded this.
One of the losers of the playing round gets the number 1 pick in the draft.
What?
Y'all see that in the DM? That's pretty cool.
Let me see what it is.
How they did that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That game was just an eyesore to me, man. Like graphically, it's just ugh.
Yeah, that game looks great when you put it on the screen. Don't let that screen fool you. The game still looks amazing. Just don't play it on PS3 though. Don't do that.
That's funny because it kind of like first look, especially with is that Kobe?
I know, right? It's LeBron. But no, that game is still
it's just boring ass LeBron.
But it's just funny because it's like I look at it and initially I was thinking, is that Elite 11?
That dude ever?
I'm like just from that viewpoint. I'm looking at a small picture. I haven't.
Yeah, it's a very small. It's not even a big. It's not even a big resolution screen. It looks terrible. That game still does look. It looks really good on PC.
Yo, Mr. Him, that's how they be sounding, sitting behind these keyboards. they all sound like fucking Larry the Cable Guy. I don't know about all that Black Lives Matter.
Come on now.
That's why I like that Trump. He was saying it, I was thinking it. So oh man, but.
They can't what else do more than 115 in this motherfucker.
What else y'all got before we go? Ain't got nothing else.
Any more questions, folks? Any more questions at all?
No NASCAR questions?
No.
They weren't asking about Bubba. Damn.
Bubba Wallace. How about that noose that he claimed was a
man? We booed the hell out of that fella.
Trying to get out there with Rusty Wallace. No, it's Bubba Wallace.
No.
Oh man. Anything else? Question for the chat. Better. How you gonna ask the chat, not us?
Better series. Sopranos or break.
Whoa.
No, I'm just saying that question went way left. I didn't expect that.
Hey, this is Q&A, so
King of the Hill question.
It's Q&A, so ask away.
King of the Hill. I didn't watch that much.
Man, that was funny because see, hold up, the character Hank Hill originally came from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
on
Mr.
MP.
Anderson.
Yeah, the same guy who did that pretty much was the voice. Why did I stop streaming Ghost of Tsushima? Because I was playing
Why
NBA.
did you
I had plenty of games I've been playing. I've basically been testing out the PC.
Listen. This is the same reason why I stopped playing Last of Us 2. I just got inundated playing other games. I just did not go back to it.
I was gonna read that. Why'd you stop streaming Ghost Transsexuals?
Whoa.
TS. Oh Lord Jesus! Everyone.
Nah, B5 just wants to hide the fact that he can't spell.
Oh, don't do that. What do y'all thoughts on
say TS? What the hell is TS?
I think I'm the only person that played UFC 4.
Yeah, because if I'd have got the beta, I'd have sent it to you. I like the UFC, but I'm just not a big fan of playing the game.
Surprisingly, I got one this year.
I really don't even watch UFC, so.
Here's my quick thoughts on UFC 4. They didn't change much at all. They basically overhauled the takedown game and they overhauled the clinch game, and then when you get to the ground, it's the same bullshit. So I mean, it's not really much that they've done. Stand-up wise, the computer's still way too easy to hit. They just eat strikes like a fucking punching bag. Graphically, it's the same. I mean, they've pretty much maxed that out on this console. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, it's not that impressive. UFC Undisputed 3 is still the best MMA game. I mean, it's sad because we're starting to have the same conversation we had about ESPN 2K5.
Any fighting game or wrestling game made by THQ is the GOAT. THQ used to make like amazing fighting wrestling games.
I didn't watch TNA's pay-per-view.
I didn't, but I know who made their debuts and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Would you live in Texas? Is another one.
For the money, yes, because the housing is very affordable.
Yeah, I'm about to say
very affordable.
Outside of taxes, yeah, but I mean, only taxes, yes, but other than that,
taxes and COVID.
I heard Texas.
Other than that,
I heard Texas is racist.
But Texas, you have to remember that WCW.
Pooh, we could always have another podcast. You do know that.
We need to talk more wrestling. Yeah, if wrestling ain't been around, I mean, talking about late 90s, early 2000s, I'm there. I don't know nothing after like 02, 03.
Right now, as far as I'm concerned, whatever TNA, NWA is not doing much. AEW, oh God, I mean, they started out high, and where they're at right now, they need to gain some sort of reality in their wrestling.
When they came up with TNA, it wasn't supposed to be total nonstop action. That they actually thought it was tits and ass.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I mean, I know the plight I know the plight of the average wrestler. The plight of the average wrestler when they see TNA. That I know what they mean.
Well, according to Pete's question, I would have said Trish Stratus, but
what's his question?
Best TNA in WWE. Actually, no. This is Chinese. What's her name? Ji Lee. I think she low key. Yeah.
In WWE.
Yeah.
Oh. I'd have to look her up.
You'll be
impressed. I'm gonna go. Man. I guess Naomi.
She's the most athletic out of all of them.
Fife said, "Do you think the 2K football game is going to use the new WWE 2K Playgrounds models?"
Yes, absolutely.
Here's what I think.
And
those do look clean. Those do look clean.
No, WWE. What did it say? Hold on. What was the question again?
Do you think 2K football game is going to use the new 2K WWE 2K Playground?
Okay, I see. I was looking for it.
Have you seen that game? Have you seen the?
Yeah, I saw the WWE 2K Playground models. Yeah, I think the 2K football game is going to be exactly like that.
I don't know. I feel like somehow 2K is going to kind of like put the realistic player models in and just somehow cut out some modes that would be deemed simulation. I don't know why, but
I wouldn't do that. I would have to make the players cartoony, just
Yeah,
like
I believe it's gonna be like somewhere between 2K Playgrounds and like Super Mega Baseball type.
because
I believe
here's
that.
the thing: you put the cartoonish players in, you give them the realistic movements, but exaggerate their movements. You have the baseline for a simulation game when that time comes.
Pooh asked, "What if?" Well, let's go back to Mr. Ham. He said, "I'm still playing Facts on THQ." Yeah, the thing is, man, I don't know how EA does this, but somehow they find a way to, in a generation where they have way more tools and access to a lot more things, they somehow make a worse game than their predecessors. And it makes no sense to me. It really does not make any sense to me. UFC, and it's funny because I've had this discussion with Smitty and he's kind of given up this part. But I remember the first couple of UFCs, I'm like, damn, Smitty, this game low-key ass. And he'd be like, oh, well, you got to give him time. And THQ, well, look, THQ had 3 games. We're to UFC 4 now, and they still haven't topped them.
Hold up, THQ ain't do nothing.
What?
You said THQ had 4 games. They ain't
No. EA had 4 games. EA's had 4 games now, and
right.
They haven't really come close. And I mean, really, does it take 4 games when you've had all these years to look at what they did and just emulate it? I don't know, man.
Like I said, I believe, like, sure, I think the 2K football game, yeah, it's gonna be like the Playgrounds game. I think it's gonna be pretty fun, but I think it's gonna be that.
Oh boy, this better not be coming back.
What?
Remember when people was listening to the audio and it was trying to figure out if it was Johnny or Laurel they were hearing?
Oh boy.
Apparently, I'm hearing that about what was a reporter said to Kaylee, whatever her name is, during the press conference earlier today. Some people are thinking that the reporter called Kaylee a lying bitch, but the lady was wearing a mask, so have at it.
Who said, what if AJ Styles didn't go to WWE? How bad would they have been in 2017, 2018? Let me tell you something. If AJ Styles didn't go to WWE in 2017 and 2018, it would have been a very dark time. Because Cena ran out of people to work with. Roman didn't have anybody to work with, really. I mean, Jesus. Punk was gone for a few years at that point. And Dolph Ziggler would have just been thrust into the position of, okay, well, have him lose again in the main event. And that would have been that. So it would have been a dark time.
One more thing about 2K football. Ham says not only that 2K has tried to steer away from being sim due to their contract with the NFL. So I think that's why I think it's going to be a Playgrounds type game. And I think that WWE 2K Playgrounds, that actually looks pretty fun. It looks better than NBA 2K Playgrounds. That shit got to go. That shit was super duper trash. I wonder people still playing that shit on Twitch, so I can go on their Twitch and just troll the shit out of them. Like,
what game?
That better be lightning.
That NBA 2K Playgrounds. I don't know if somebody on Twitch playing that, so I can go in their comment section just to mess with them.
Let me tell you something. The paywall that they put those players behind, and then as much as they want you to play the game to unlock them, was utterly disgusting. That game wasn't nearly fun enough for somebody to put the hours in to play that shitty ass game and unlock a James Harden or somebody like that. Fucking awful.
All I know, it is July 21st. People still setting off fireworks?
Hey, man. You better watch it. That might not be fireworks.
Hey, it's July.
Yeah, I'm not in Baltimore.
It's July 21st. What we getting 2K news? Scott OG.
You're not. You're not, man. Hey, man, don't do that to that, man. That ain't him.
You already know. We get 2K news August 28th.
Wait. Go at Ronnie 2K. That's the guy.
Man, don't even get me started because I know Scott OG's listening. I ain't trying to.
What else y'all got, man? We about to roll.
Scott OG, look out of your DM. Try to get you in this call real quick if you're still here. Mr. Ham said these masks got people out sounded like South Park.
No, what you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What is he talking about?
Surprised more people haven't done the fucking Bane.
Man, I've seen people when I was
A holiday sport?
No, I saw some people today while I was at work, man. It was like 98
It's
degrees.
everything.
It was like 98 degrees and people were like got the mask on outside. The people like they're about to
Shoot.
die.
I remember one time I had my mask on. Y'all, I think some of y'all seen the pictures I took. I had the mask on, and what was it? I went out there, not even checking the temperature. It was like 95, and I walked like 3-something miles with mask on. I was
Man,
like,
you brave, bro, and I can't do that shit. I'll be dying if it's not for that shit. Fuck that.
Interesting.
well, it's funny because it's actually for me because going through basic training and going through the military, it really was a mindset. I just didn't feel it.
Mindset, my
I
ass.
just did not feel it at
I
all.
saw some people
out there like strolling.
Man, I saw some people out there with the mask on. I was at work. It was like 97 here today, and they had the mask on walking outside. Some people like they were about to fall over trying to walk in the straight line. Man,
Dude, I was
man,
like,
hey man, that shit should be illegal, man.
I felt like Broken Games HD. I was like, 97 degrees doesn't affect me.
No, man.
I held in a sneeze at the store. My eyes almost popped under my head. Man, just sneeze. What they gonna do? Square up? Knock their ass out. Shit.
Yo, man, that shit should be illegal. Be wearing that shit in that hot ass weather, bro.
Telling the story about Rey Mysterio.
Oh,
eyes popping out.
Come on. Let's ask Pooh's first question since he wants to go and ask all these at the end of the podcast.
Well, what game it right?
Oh, come on. What game series caught your interest, but you still don't buy their games? That's an interesting one.
Oh, I know. Forza Horizon.
Yeah, I've been trying to convert you to Forza Horizon for a while now. That is an interesting question.
What was that one that it's already on a sequel? Is it Neo or somebody?
Yeah, Neo and Neo 2 is already out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked at that, and I think when it was free, I almost downloaded it, but I never did. But it looked interesting. I'm like, it's another samurai game, but it's more in the fantasy aspect. I guess that's what kept me away. I wanted a more grounded samurai experience.
Damn, I'm really trying to think of one.
Dark Souls was another one. I was tempted to download that when I think it came up for free.
Wow, I don't know. I think most times when I'm interested, I just sort of
like Forza Horizon, man. I think I got the first one. That was it was free. It was free on Xbox Gold or something like that. Games with gold. It was free. I never bought one. I'm interested in because I love racing games, but just it's something about the Horizon series. I'd be like, I'm going to play motorsport. I can't. I just can't.
Well, you know what? It's going to be Madden 21 this year for me.
B5 said, I'm going to be lightweight disappointed with WWE Playgrounds model. If it's so, $19.99 tops for me. Yeah, the way that game looks, that looks like it's a $19.99 game. I don't see that game being 60. Well, next generation be 70. I don't see the game being $60 or $70. Ain't no way that WWE Playground to be that expensive. I think it'll be a $20 game. Yeah, I don't see that being no more.
I honestly can't think of a series that I'm interested in but haven't gotten. I'll be completely honest. I'll say it wasn't a series, but I was interested in the Order 1886. I guess that's what it's called.
I mean, Insurgency got 2 games. That you can say that.
Well, yeah, but that's just literally the limitation of not having a PC, though.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Thanks to OG NBA Live.
Wow.
Wow. Hey man, live 15 and 14 was pretty. Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of one. That was actually a really good question. I don't think there's one that I've ever said I'm really interested, but just kind of never got around to getting, because most of them, like No Man's Sky, DJ got me into that, and City Skylines, DJ got me into that. Project Cars, you both got me into that. So I mean,
yeah, VF got me into Project Cars.
There's not really.
Project Cars is great, bro. That's another good racing.
Yeah, there's not
Another one I need to get back. I need to get back into a Settle Corsa as well. That's another good one.
Yeah,
I haven't got back in that one in a while.
Ghost of Tsushima already up there with God
He
of
says
War.
Ghost of Tsushima already up there with God of War. Right? No. Maybe Horizon. That's it, because both of them are only one game at a time. God of War has 7 games out now. Absolutely not. Uncharted has 5. No, it's not up there with them yet.
Yeah,
Like God of War has like what?
4 games. Well, actually, no, 7.
They got 7 games.
6 or 7 games. Yeah.
Yeah, and Uncharted has 5. Oh, and if you want to count Golden Abyss, they have 6. Like, no. Ghost of Tsushima, it looks like it's a good game
so far.
Yeah, it looks like a good game, but I don't think it's up there yet. No.
Yeah, I tell you another thing. I feel like it's holding that game back is the AI.
You know, I have one. You know what? I have one.
What's
State
one?
of Decay.
Ooh.
I've watched your streams and I'm like, one of these days I'm really gonna try that.
And it is an Xbox game, and you can get it on Game Pass.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just not really into.
It's free. You're not playing it, boo.
It's just one of those games that are just gonna kind of fall into the abyss. And
you know what, low key, at first I wasn't into the Witcher series, and I went and got the Witcher 3 a while back when it released. And I enjoyed it.
I got the Witcher 3 on the PS4 and I could not play it. I got it on PC and I played a little bit of it. It's a difference between PS4 and PC, and the game just is much better.
I got a question.
It's not the greatest game that Black Bond keeps claiming it as to be.
No, it's not. It's a good game, but
it's a good game. It's he just likes sucking dick.
Well, I don't know about all that. I'm gonna leave that one.
But no, I got a question. So, how do y'all feel? Did y'all see any of that footage of that Watch Dogs Legion game? How do y'all feel about that?
I like the permadeath portion of it.
Yeah, Watch Dogs lost me after the middle.
I must not have finished watching that video.
Yeah. It's a permadeath.
Watch Dogs lost to me. They lost me at the middle of the first one. I've never went back to that at the middle of the first one.
Watch Dogs 2 is hot garbage.
Yeah, I got halfway through the first one and I was like, I'm done. It just did not keep me.
All right, Pooh, you're killing us. You should have had these questions during the fucking stream.
Well, we did time them out a couple of times.
I told you B5 AO10 is too, man.
This man asked a question that is like, and I don't even think Bills and DJ can answer this question.
What's that?
You guys right now. He said, what classic PS2 or Xbox game you think is severely overlooked? Genshi or Way of the Samurai is an excellent game for the PS2 that everybody should play. If you like Ghost of Tsushima, you would like that game. That's one PS2 game. On Xbox is a game called Malice on the original Xbox. Is a platformer with a little girl. She jumps around with a mallet and she beats people up with it. He
reminded me of something with that question. There's a game that I played. I don't know why I enjoyed this because it was utter garbage. Like this is like it makes me think like there are a couple of games I played that like they were garbage and I couldn't defend them, but I enjoyed them. Y'all remember Stranglehold?
Yeah, I remember Stranglehold.
I think I heard of it.
It was fucking garbage.
My nephew has it on Xbox 360, and I was watching them play it. I like the concept of the game, but the game it just never caught me to say I'm gonna buy it.
Sold me when I was a kid. They sold me on this dude being able to dive sideways and shoot. I thought that was the coolest thing. He was like jumping over tables. And
like I like the concept, but it's just.
And then you start playing it and you realize that game is fucking awful.
Yeah,
it is not good.
What was that one game that wound up like the makers wound up making a couple of great games series wise for PS3 and then eventually PS4? It was the one. Was it Insomnia or some?
I think.
I lost on that one.
It was because the people that made Beyond Two Souls.
Not Heavy Rain.
And they did Heavy Rain too. And it did Detroit Become Human.
Yeah,
it's along those series of games.
It was a game that came out before Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
Hold up.
Quantic Dream?
No,
that's the name of the company, I think.
I thought that's what he said. I thought he said that was
No, that's the company. But I'm looking for the exact game.
There's another game that came out before Heavy. I think I know. I can't remember the name. Tenchu Wrath of Heaven is another good game on PS2. I'm really enjoying Genchi.
They call it. I think it's called
Fahrenheit.
But it was called something different though.
Was it Fahrenheit?
It's Fahrenheit, but it was called something different. Let's see. I thought it was called something different on the PS2 era. Hold up. Let me see. Indigo Prophecy.
Whoa. Oh yeah, that's the name of it. Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy.
That was a good one. Man, he said Cypher and Filter Dark Mirror. That is a good game. I played the first couple of hours of that game. I have that game as well. I bought that couple months ago. It's a really good game. That's a very highly overlooked Cypher and Filter game. Because everybody know about Cypher and Filter on like the PS1. They didn't think about it on the PS2. The PS2 one is pretty good too.
It's funny because the company that I'm like that made that is the same studio, not company, but same studio that made that game made Days Gone. They actually have a achievement that says 989. That's about how many cards you collected. That's a little overture to say, hey, we're still here, and we probably are hearing you talk about Siphon Filter. So if there's another Siphon Filter game that comes out, the people that made Days Gone are going to be the ones to make it.
Yo, real quick, since we're talking about games from that era, whoever was making NBA The Life back then, thumbs down.
Wasn't that a Sony?
I know somebody who made a series out of that. Like somebody literally did it, incorporated into their My Player.
Yeah, they did. Was it
Flight? Or was it? No, I think it was either Zor.
I'm sure it wasn't Flight.
Nah,
it might have been a Zor.
Nobody even heard of Flight at that point. We're talking about the early YouTube
It probably was a Zor. It probably was a Zor.
Yeah, when he was doing this Chase Money series.
That game was ass.
Yeah, that he incorporated the life into it. It was either him. No, wait a minute. Big Play Killer?
I don't know. They should have called it the Death because that game was garbage.
Wow. I think wait a minute. I don't think it was Azor. I think it was Big Play Killer that did that.
That's who probably it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Put him in the game. Also says a thing for PS2 is slept on. Yes, that's another good one. Rule of Rose for PS2 is a good one. This is a Xbox exclusive fighting game. Dead or Alive 3 is absolutely excellent.
They need to make Virtual Fighter 5.
Yeah, no, they did. They mean to make 6.
Nah, Mr.
No, I mean remake it so I can play it right now.
Oh, gotcha.
On my current.
Yeah, Virtual Fighter 5 is on PS3.
Mr. Ham, of all the games coming out, basketball games, that game was.
The Life was all right. I didn't too much care for, but it was all right.
It wasn't like the worst thing ever, but
Serious Sam for the original Xbox is another good one.
I tell you one game I'm glad is
right,
one. I tell you one game I'm glad is one and done. Mag.
Man, come on.
Yeah, I'm not going there with you.
I'm glad that was
Samurai or Ninja. What are we doing here?
What's another good Xbox game? Oh shit, I got all these damn games behind me. It's another samurai game.
I prefer ninjas because they're stealthy and don't play by the rules.
After what Akira Tozawa's been doing on Raw, no.
Not those ninjas, especially that tall one.
Tom
and even then you want to be careful calling him a ninja.
Tom Splitters 2 for the original Xbox or the PS2 is a good one.
V5 I'm buying it.
The new Xbox? Oh, okay. Ani for the PS2. Ani is a really unique game for the PS2. Ani is a game that was made by Bungie and Rockstar. Both of them made them together.
How did y'all feel about Mirror's Edge?
It was all right.
Mirror's Edge was way before its time in certain.
Yeah, that gave me a sense of vertigo. So
that
was a good game for me.
They upgraded that game in 4K and put HDR on that game.
Oh God, I couldn't play that game at that point.
That game, let me tell you something. That game will give you anxiety like a motherfucker, bro.
Shoot, there's already games that I already have huge anxiety about when I play. When you have to be on top of tall buildings and
Bro, yeah.
and
Here's a
and VF, when are you gonna continue your Last of Us to finish that
yeah,
game? Because
it ain't. I'm beyond. Ain't no telling. But I mean, like I said early in the beginning of this podcast, I said I do have another video that's coming out tomorrow that's talking about my streaming habits. So it'll probably be sooner rather than later, but probably more than light later.
We want Ellie. We want. B5 said you be riding for the box. I mean,
why you like that? Why aren't you like that over PS?
oh, so there you go. I mean, look,
Wow.
I'm a multi-plat guy over an exclusive guy because I'm a sports gamer. So I picked a console that is better as far as how they display multi-plats performance-wise. And Xbox was that game this generation. I anticipate
just couldn't stream anything.
exactly. And I think that it'll be that console this generation the same way it was last generation. So
because tell you the truth, Microsoft was actually best when it came to like accessories, especially controllers, but
Right.
also the external hardware, the hard drive. Because remember, PlayStation, we couldn't even hook up our an external hard drive.
But think about that. Xbox been doing that for a while. You know, you can do that the same thing with a PS. You can do the same thing with a 360.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been on it for a minute.
But I mean, look, I won't say that I'm ruling out getting a PS5 too. It's just
you don't like the color. You don't like white consoles. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. I said that on the podcast. I really don't.
I don't like that color scheme.
I don't like that color scheme. I don't. But it's not gonna be a deal breaker. We'll see. I haven't heard enough about the PS5. Quite frankly,
it actually came out with an American flag version of it.
You gotta kick that shit down the street.
Wow.
Kick that shit down the street. Piece of shit.
All right, what else y'all got, man? Before we go,
that's all I got.
Because I can continue to talk about PS2 and original Xbox all day. That to me, that's like the best generation in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That's all.
I love that generation. What you got, DJ?
Well, I'm going to continue to play with NBA 2K20. I'm not slated to put out anything as far as a blog or anything. I've been just testing out my streaming capabilities once again, just between GeForce and OBS, and just seeing how that goes. But I do have a stream up. I have a scrimmage and a full game within the stream. It basically is the Wizards versus the Knicks at MSG. So
and
go
if
check
it's
it
dead,
out.
we might break it down Thursday. So yeah.
Wow.
If it's dead for topics, then we might just go ahead and break that down.
All right, sounds good. All right, man.
B Fife just asked the question. For me, PS5.
I'm buying both.
That's my answer. I don't think I'm getting both day one. It's just I'm going Xbox first.
I got 19 consoles. You think I'm gonna stop and just buy one?
I know, right? Dude, you're way too far in.
I'm too deep into just saying, look, I'm just gonna get one. Like
for me,
this whole wall right here got all my consoles over here. You think I'm just gonna alienate and not get one?
For me, I made a video way back then. I said I was going with one console throughout the whole generation, and I accomplished that. Over. Yep, I accomplished that.
So reassess it.
No, because I have a PC that's more powerful than. So I have a PC that's pretty good. So I don't need an Xbox for anything now, because basically all Xbox games are going to be on PC anyway, and then soon Sony's games. Starting with Death Stranding. Well, it really started with Detroit Becoming Human, Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn. All these are going to be on PC. We're going to be all one platform in like 10 years. And I would say that I welcome that. So there we go.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna be putting up a video about what I'm gonna do differently with streaming, and I hope you guys check that out. I don't have anything else. Thursday we'll be back talking more stuff. We don't have any topics. We rarely do, to be honest with y'all. We just I don't know when we end up finding out topics the day of or like 20 minutes
Literally.
before we go
We
live.
don't even discuss this shit. So for all
No.
y'all that are like, man, y'all always come with the topic. Well, it's
So
not
we don't discuss it. All this
we
shit is
don't-
like yeah, like I'm telling you, like 90, probably 98% of this shit is ad-libbed. Like we don't come up with nothing until like maybe at the latest 10 minutes before we go live. So yeah, we'll see you guys. Oh,
But
what
we
you about to say?
definitely, I was about to say, we definitely appreciate everybody being here and enjoying the free content. So yeah,
even Xbox with the Xbox, even Apex with the drive-by, drive-by.
Yeah, no. I
appearance.
mean, look, Apex came through, B5 put them in the game. Listen, man, these guys are the ones that started it out before us, and now they're listening to us. Ain't that something?
I know, right?
It's like we started looking at their videos, and now they're watching us. So that's pretty cool.
Right, we had Clint join NWO. Now he's
Yeah.
kicked out because he's a hoe. But,
wow.
whatever.
No more dubs for him.
Shit,
But
he's been taking L's for a while. So
all right, y'all. We're gonna
He's now part of LWO.
all right, y'all. We're gonna be going, man, all the time, Ham. You know, it's Georgia Southern all day. Man, they need to start. They need to start the season up. I want to go to a couple games.
Wow, so you can see him take an L.
Oh, they ain't taking no L's this year, dude. Not with that recruiting class.
They ain't taking
We
no L's.
taking no-
They taking no L's because they ain't gonna be playing. That's why.
Hey,
The season gonna be canceled.
not with that recruiting class. No, we ain't taking no L's. All right, y'all. We see y'all go up with your guys on Thursday. Yeah,
Wow.
Thursday. You sound like Joe Biden, man. I'm just like, no.
Damn.
All right, y'all. See you guys Thursday, man. You guys be easy.